How? What do I have to do?
Show them thighs.
Show them thighs.
Show them thighs.
Where them thighs at?
Where them thighs at?
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that.
Hey.
I have to
you got
prepare
it.
for
Flex on it.
I appreciate it. But watch
Flex.
this. Before I introduce our very special guest that's online with us, I don't see a name. Okay. I want to give you guys just a little bit of I want to make a slight request of you. Make sure you share the show. Number one. Number two, it's Ken, Dunkin, and I for a minute. Atiba's out.
Now, hold on now.
We before we make any official spillage and all of that stuff,
get some validation.
We really want to. No, the validation is there, but we really want to get, we want to get the okay, the thumbs up to bring you guys in. So we definitely have an announcement that we're going to make. But watch this. It is so interesting how I take care of my mom and dad's medical and setup and everything that they have going on with their hospital bills and insurance. And it turns out that there was an investigation, a very lengthy investigation that took place as we begin with our very special guest, investigative reporter Stephanie Zimmermann.
Oh, yes.
Of the Chicago Sun-Times to discuss her eye-opening report on hospital billing transparency. A federal law was supposed to make healthcare prices easier to understand, but has it actually helped patients? And this is what I go through with my mom and dad. Never are they asked, hey, you got to have a CAT scan, and here's a list of prices. You just have to have a CAT scan, and that's the end of it. We'll explore why the cost of the same procedure can vary dramatically depending on the hospital and your insurance, and what consumers need to know before seeking care. So joining us is, as I said, Sun-Times reporter, investigative reporter, Stephanie Zimmermann. Welcome to the afternoon show.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, we're so tickled to have you because everyone wonders. Well, I don't know if people wonder this until they get that hospital bill and you get that reminder text that you owe so much money to your hospital because of a hospital visit or stay or medication or treatment. It can get ugly, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it really can. And doing this investigation really opened my eyes to the fact that we're all paying, we are all getting different prices for the same thing. You and I could walk into the same hospital today and we could get the same test done, say, an echocardiogram, or maybe we just need like an x-ray of our foot or something like that. Something fairly simple. And you could get a price that is thousands of dollars cheaper than my price. And I thought that was so fascinating. And I did this project with these researchers at the University of Chicago, where they literally pulled all the pricing data for every possible procedure at all of the Chicago hospitals. And they ended up with a spreadsheet that was over 200 million rows deep. Can you imagine the amount of data, right? I never would have been able to look at that by myself as a reporter. And these data scientists did it and found all this really interesting stuff.
Well, you know what, Stephanie, let me hold you right there just for a second, because we got to go to break. We'll go to traffic and weather real quick. And I want you to tell us what you found on the other side of this break when we return. You're listening to The Afternoon Show. We'll be right back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, baby! I'm your Magnolia Blues man, Sir Henry Cheatham, inviting you to join us
Mr. Big Stuff, tell me.
on WVON 1690 for some real American music and culture. Here on Classic Blues and R&B. Check us out Saturday, 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. on WVON and Classic Blues and R&B.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Rufus Williams.
The radio keeps our ear to the pavement so we know what's going on in the community. And I got to say, what and how you've been doing it as my frat brother, but more importantly, what VON does, you are the new Ebony Jet that keeps our community connected.
Well, thanks. That's a huge compliment.
Weekdays at 7 a.m. on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter.
We're up to way over 400 million here. Yeah, giving money back. How about that? People in Bellwood got 10 million, Broadview 6 million, Burnham 3 million, South Holland 17 million. The city of Chicago's up to $190 million that we have given back to African Americans. Who does that? Nobody does that but WVON.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter, Monday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Trouble sleeping lately? Upgrade to the great sleep you deserve at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Choose from a curated selection of top brands and let their sleep experts help you narrow it down. They make sleep easy.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on The Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
To reality, back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah. Show me how these are.
All right, guys, welcome back. That wasn't too long, right? You guys can hit those phone lines anytime you feel like it. Just save it in your phone. 773-591-6090 and share the show. Stephanie, our Chicago Sun-Times investigative reporter, Stephanie Zimmermann. Before we went to break, you were talking about tens of thousands of rows on a spreadsheet?
Oh, 200 million rows. This is how much data there was that they had to sort through. They got the prices for every single possible procedure that could be done at a hospital under every different insurance plan at all of the Chicago hospitals. And it was so interesting because we found that clearly prices for medical care don't really behave like a normal marketplace, you know. Medical care is one of the most expensive things that we buy, that we pay for as consumers. But unlike other big purchases like buying or renting an apartment or buying a car, you, the consumer, have basically no power. You don't get to negotiate what you're going to pay for your MRI or your dialysis, right? It's just the price that they tell you. And what is fascinating is that the price I get might be completely different from the price you get at the same exact hospital. And we looked at kind of why this happens. There's this whole kind of mysterious negotiation that happens before you even walk in the door of the hospital. And that's when the insurance companies negotiate with the hospitals on what they're going to pay for all of these different procedures under all of their plans. And a lot of times, like a consumer who has like a really, really great plan, they might not even notice this because they get their bill and all they look at is the bottom price that says you owe this amount.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you have a high deductible plan, and around 50% of the people out there have high deductible plans, this really affects you because until you meet that high deductible, you're going to be on the hook for a lot of that. And so if you're getting a high price for something, it directly affects you.
You know what, Stephanie? This issue actually became so significant that even hip hop artists have taken it up. I remember back in 2022. Do you remember when Fat Joe brought this to Capitol Hill? He partnered with patient advocates and even brought artists like Chuck D, Rick Ross, Method Man, French Montana, and Busta Rhymes into a national campaign demanding hospital price transparency. Why do you think it has taken rappers and entertainers to elevate, including your investigative reporting, this issue to elevate it so that because it affects so many Americans virtually?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it affects pretty much all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think people don't like the fact that this kind of negotiation between the insurance companies and hospitals, that takes place kind of out of sight of us. And I think that's frustrating for a lot of consumers. And the people who were advocating for price transparency, they succeeded in part. There was this law that you mentioned at the outset, that 2021 federal transparency law. That's supposed to make the data available. And that's how these researchers at the University of Chicago that I worked with, that's how they got the data. But the problem is, for the average consumer, it's really too unwieldy. Like, it's impossible for an average consumer to look at that data and make heads or tails of it. There's a few like price comparison tools, and many hospitals will have this. Like, if you have to go get something like, say, a colonoscopy, where you schedule it, it's not like you were brought into the ER. It's just like something that you schedule. You can go on there and you can usually get a sense of what it's going to cost you. But even that, they always have a disclaimer that says, well, this isn't necessarily what the price is going to be, because you never know. So I think
they send you a quote or something.
Question,
it almost sounds like it's a quote and not really an invoice,
yeah, right. And to answer your question, I think everybody feels frustrated about this system. The other thing that I found really fascinating is that the researchers also looked at what the so-called discounted cash price is. This is the price that the hospital posts for people who come in who don't have any insurance. So they're not old enough for Medicare, they're not low income, they don't have Medicaid, and maybe they just don't have a plan through their employer or whatever. And there is a discounted cash price, and sometimes that price will be lower than the person who has insurance, which is really kind of crazy when you think about it. And I've heard consumer advocates say, well, if you're a person like me, I have a high deductible plan. That means until I meet that deductible, which usually is not till the end of the year, I'm paying a good part of what my bill is. These advocates are saying, well, one tactic is to ask the hospital straight up, what is your cash price? And if it's a lot lower, like thousands of dollars lower, you might consider just asking them to not even run it on your insurance. That would hurt you in that you don't get to apply that towards your deductible.
It sounds like they're padding. It sounds like they're padding.
I mean, we talked to one young woman. She lives in Humboldt Park. She had to get an MRI. They quoted her $6,000 at Northwestern. And then she was like, oh gosh, I can't afford $6,000. She had a high deductible plan and she was going to be on the hook for most of that. So she shopped around and she found a little hospital. Actually, the hospital was in Humboldt Park. She lived in Logan Square. The place that she went to charged her $115. So the comparison was $6,000. That's what she was quoted, and then she found it somewhere else for $114. So that's
$114 or.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, $115. I shorted her by $1.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Ken Dunkin has a question too.
Oh, listen, I'm just listening to her. Listen to Miss Zimmermann cook. First off, kudos and hats off to you and your reporting team. How big was your reporting team? Just curious.
Well, so here at the Sun-Times, I was the only one working on this story other than our graphics person, but we were working with these researchers. There were like 4 of them at the University of Chicago, and then they were working under 2 professors. Okay. It took a lot. They worked all summer because the other thing that I didn't mention, when they passed that federal price transparency law, they didn't really.
Which administration did that, Ms. Zimmermann?
Well, it took effect in 2021. So that was when Biden was still president, but it was in the works for a long time.
Sure.
But the problem was that nobody told the hospitals that they needed to present the data in a certain way. So the researchers found that hospital A did it this way, hospital B did it that way. And, and it was all, there was some thing, you could match it up according to every procedure has a code. It's a 5-digit code that the federal government uses, like for Medicare billing. So those codes are all the same, but the way the hospitals did these files was just a total mishmash. It took these researchers all summer just to clean up the data. So that kind of goes to show you that an average consumer isn't really being helped that much by this transparency law.
Yes.
All right.
We're up against the break.
We are up against the end of the segment. No, Ted London is next.
Oh, that's right.
I know. I have so many more questions.
But check it out at suntimes.com.
Yes.
Suntimes.com. Go to the Watchdogs tab and you can see the whole thing. And I would love to hear from your listeners. If they have any medical billing nightmares, tell them to please email me.
I love that. What's your email address?
It's szimmerman@suntimes.com, and there's also a thing you can click right in the story to get right to me.
All right.
And we do not have a paywall at the Sun-Times. Just want to let you know.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to put that in the chat so everybody has.
Love it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Chicago Sun-Times investigative reporter Stephanie Zimmermann. Thank you.
Good work.
Guys, we're going to go to news, traffic, and weather with Logan. And when we come back, you know what time it is. It's Ted London, the Legal Line style.
Love Ted London.
We'll be right back.
Happy Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling announced he will retire effective July 15th. WVON's intern, Kayla Patton, has more.
Reactions are pouring in following Snelling's retirement announcement. Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul says Snelling was well respected.
Well respected by rank and file, but he's well respected by community too, and he's well respected by law enforcement partners.
In an exclusive one-on-one with WVON's Cleopatra Draper, Raoul says he was one of the best top cops in the country.
He knows training. He knows 21st century policing. He knows how to communicate with community. He knew how to communicate with our office during this consent decree process. He's a doer. The way he handled the DNC, I mean, we were a model for the country, the way that came off without any major issues.
His retirement comes just 7 months before the mayoral election. Kayla Patton, Our News Now, 1690 WVON.
In other news, Chicago's Office of Emergency Management and Communications joined Mayor Brandon Johnson and several city departments for Operation Shy Works, a community engagement event focused on connecting residents with services and addressing neighborhood concerns. The event gave community members access to city resources, information, and support from multiple agencies in one location. City leaders said the initiative is designed to strengthen relationships between residents and local government while improving access to essential services. In other news, President Donald Trump is scheduled to attend the America 250 fireworks celebration at Mount Rushmore on Friday as part of the nation's Independence Day festivities. The event celebrates the United States' 250th anniversary and is expected to be one of the country's largest 4th of July gatherings. South Dakota Governor Larry Roden called it an opportunity to host the biggest birthday party ever in honor of the nation's history. The celebration is being held in partnership with the U.S. Department of Interior and the National Park Service. And NBC is considering a bid for the English and Spanish language broadcast of the 2030 FIFA World Cup. Sports Business Journal reports the Peacock is having internal discussions about locking up the full rights as its Telemundo network enjoys big ratings for its 2026 telecasts on over the air and streaming services. Fox holds the English language rights for this year's World Cup matches. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
At ComEd, we create financial assistance programs with you in mind. It's one reason we created SAM, our smart assistance manager, to help families like yours take control of their energy bills. SAM can help you find financial assistance and payment options. Discover programs like budget billing, due date extensions, deferred payment arrangements, and more. You may be relieved to discover what you're eligible for. Learn more at ComEd.com/SAM. ComEd, powering lives.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's. Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's, get 15% off select custom, entry, and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on a DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. Valid through July 8th, while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This summer, experience live music under the stars at Ravinia, everybody. Gladys Knight, Brian McKnight are going to headline, and they'll be joined by Chance the Rapper and a special opening night gala performance featuring Lizzo with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. See great performances all season long, from legendary voices to hometown favorites. Ravinia brings unforgettable sounds to the summer stage. Get your tickets now at ravinia.org.
The movement for repair is growing, from city halls to parliaments and around the world, from Chicago to Cape Town, from Evanston to the UN. I'm Robin Rusin.
And I'm Cam Howard. Together we're bringing you Reparations Now, where we talk power, policy, and progress, local, national, and international.
It's about justice.
It's about repair. It's about time.
Reparations now, because justice cannot wait.
Reparations Now, Saturdays at 4 p.m. only on WVON 1690.
100 years ago, a genius was born in Chicago. His name was Oscar Brown Jr., and this summer, we're celebrating his birthday. Join Maggie Brown and family for the OBJ Free Community event. It's part of Jazz in the Court from noon to 5 on July 10th, featuring live jazz, spoken word, and showcasing Chicago's Africa Quarter, youth activities, and so much more. It'll be a day of joy, creativity, and a celebration of one of Chicago's legendary artists. Oscar Brown Jr. Day, Friday, July 10th at Harper Court in Hyde Park. Admission is free. RSVP at hbjazz.com.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Trouble sleeping lately? Upgrade to the great sleep you deserve at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Choose from a curated selection of top brands and let their sleep experts help you narrow it down. They make sleep easy.
The following is paid programming. The views are not necessarily those of this station. It's time for the 3:30 Focus with Ted London, powered by the law offices of Ted London and Associates.
And all my life's upside down. Imagine that. And it's all because I heard you say. And it's all because I heard you say. And it's all because I walked your way. And I heard you say. I heard you say. And I heard you say. I heard you say. And I heard you say.
Welcome back. Yep, it's still the afternoon show, but of course,
yes, it is.
It is that time. Woo, I'm out of breath, and I might need to pull them fans out.
Really?
Where them fans at?
Where them fans at?
Woo.
Man, whose segment is this here?
This is Ted. What?
This guy
Attorney
is
Ted
like
London.
the attorney Ted London.
Yeah.
This man is uber popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ted London said something to me that was so powerful. He says, you know what? I am so proud to be an attorney that represents predominantly Black folk. And there's nothing wrong with me showing love to Black folk because they show me an immense amount of love.
I love that.
Ted London, welcome to your segment, your show. You the man.
KD, Dr. Raeh. So listen to this. KD, that song was played just for you because I know you love house music. And I thought we were going to get this weekend started off on the right foot. No disrespect. No disrespect to the last guest. Had great information. Nobody wants to hear that on no 90-degree Thursday afternoon. 90-degree Thursday afternoon. 3-day weekend coming up. 4th of July barbecue. Cold beer, watermelon, potato salad, spaghetti, bratwurst, grilled burgers, grilled chicken breast. Don't nobody want to hear about no dang on hospital stuff.
My goodness!
On the weekend, no.
What if you catch a heat stroke out here?
No. Well, we can, but you know what? Everybody take it easy. But that's not what we wanted to start our.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ because there are comments in the chat saying, "Hey, what's her email address?"
Well, the information is important, undoubtedly. But I just want to kick it up just a bit because my office is going to be closed tomorrow. My staff, for whatever reason, didn't plan any appointments on this Friday, and I just let it ride. I'm going to take the day myself.
Let it ride, baby. Because you know what? This is also what this weekend is the famous Chicago Chosen Few weekend.
Right. So we got in the spirit of that. LaDonna, I saw you got in the spirit quite easily.
I slipped up. I blacked out. I don't know what happened. I forgot I was here. Yeah.
So we know KD is the man. He is a house music man of WVON. So I thought I would just play that to commemorate and give praise to the one and only KD in the house.
Hey, Ted London, you my man, $100,000. Period. I don't get we had somebody here, like it's like last year, a year and a half ago, and she was like, "Tom, I said, wait a minute. Now, our person, with all due respect, is attorney Ted London.
Love you, for that, KD.
Man. Look, you walk the walk, my brother.
Yes,
how you been doing, man? What you got for us, Ted?
I'm good. Well, first of all, I have to say thank both of you for allowing me to join you guys every Thursday here on the Legal Line at 3:30 on WVON. Again, as you both know, this is always the favorite part of my week. It becomes even more favorite because, again, I'm not coming into the office tomorrow, so that makes it.
There you go. This is your Friday.
That's my Friday, and so I want
mine. I'm not coming in tomorrow either.
KD, you're working tomorrow, huh?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
3 to 6. But this is not work.
This is not work.
Don't say that. Please don't say that. My mother and father already think I'm just at work having a good time.
Yes, you are.
They don't believe that I'm actually working. Okay.
You talk to one of the best attorneys in the city. You're smiling. You get to dress up.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're winning.
So it's a definite pleasure.
A lot of work.
Thank you guys very much for that. I want to say hello to my beautiful wife who is listening. You know what, KD, this is for you. Yes. I couldn't think of this particular song, so I went and asked Kelly. Kelly, what's the name of that song we chat about all the time? And she came through with it in the last minute. So I have to give thanks to my wife Kelly for coming up with the name of that song, so we can play it just for you.
Love it.
And to all of you who are listening and tuning in this eve of the 4th of July, welcome, and thank you for joining us this weekend. Question for you guys: who's barbecuing? Who's grilling?
Right?
Is there a difference between barbecue and grilling?
Ooh,
I believe so. Now that you bring it up, I think that grilling. When I say grilling, I think about a gas grill. I think about laying out the slab of ribs and meat all together. And barbecuing is more portable. I can take the barbecue grill, to the Chosen Few. I can take it wherever I want and do, just make something real quick. But grilling, I think that's a process.
You must don't cook.
I do.
How you have 4 boys and did you cook?
How do you think they got taller than me? What are you talking about?
Did you feed them Similac?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Milk.
Am I incorrect in what I'm?
I think you started off well. I think you're right. I think grilling. When I think of grilling, I think you're right. I think of gas grills and the like. But I think when we talk about barbecuing, I think we're talking about charcoal. So you went another, but not necessarily the small grill per se, but just the the brick grills with the charcoal in it.
Well, Ted, I can't let you all beat me up because in my barbecue grill, there is charcoal. It's not a gas grill. I said,
see, that's it. See, grilling, gas.
Yeah, gas versus charcoal. Okay,
I think that's a little upscale compared to where I'm from. I grew up in Cabrini Green, And having a gas, anything when it comes to grilling, we did it on the ramp.
Hey, KD, if you had a gas stove, you was doing okay there, huh?
Yellow, that was working.
Oh my
Why
God.
wouldn't the stove work? I mean,
Oh my God.
okay, never mind.
That's Cabrini Green. Are you kidding? Did you
Hey,
okay.
because we were selling the gas. If your gas line is hooked up to somebody else's, and then they ain't paid their gas bill, all of us.
You get mad at them?
Yeah, like your electric bill. Why your electric bill out? And we all kind of cords, cable cords, all on the outside of the building. I mean, it was a mess. People from Cabrini and the Taylors know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, KD, question for you. How did your family move out of Cabrini Green? What was that process like?
When they were tearing it down, they got Section 8 vouchers.
Got it.
They were going, listen, that was some good rent.
Yes,
no accommodation. When they offered them vouchers in Section 8 and all that stuff, it was like, okay, we'll take it.
Yes, indeed.
It was,
yes, indeed.
Yeah, so it wasn't nothing magic. Because, let me say this here, and I'll let you go. The reality is, I felt so safe in the projects because everybody knew me. I knew them.
Sure.
It was like a real community. So my cousin one time, I know this like maybe 3 a.m. They were like, they had staked out our building. It was the opposite so-called gang stuff. And they found it was myself and 2 other guys. We coming from a house, literally a house from the playground or something like that, or the penthouse. And they saw it was us. My guys, oh, no, hey, fam, no, that's my cousin. And everybody knew, oh, yeah, we know him. I was known as an athlete, as a fashion forward. I was sort of the Dr. LaDonna Raeh of the near North Side. And they gave me a pass.
What do you mean? I was not raised.
I was speaking of your fashion.
Yeah, okay.
I say fashion forward.
Yeah.
See, are you listening?
I no.
As a matter of fact, I would say something. Mm-hmm.
Please continue.
Most women don't listen.
Oh, please continue. I'll let you guys have this romance.
KD, that's for the 4 o'clock segment. That's for the relationship segment.
Right. That's for Cheryl Grace. We'll get at it.
Well, you know what? So. But Ken, I'm fascinated by your story. Coming from Cabrini Green, went to Morehouse, became an elected official. How were you able to do all of that coming from Cabrini Green? And is it still possible for young people to come from public housing to do that today?
Oh, absolutely. Went to Morehouse. Actually, I graduated from Harold Washington College first, which really gave me a good foundation, base.
Ken, let me stop you right there. So did I. I started at junior college, went to Harold Washington College before.
Yes.
No. Please forgive me, Ken. I'm older than you. I went to Luke College.
It was same here. Same.
Or it was
I got a Luke
Washington.
degree.
Got
Yes.
it. And then transferred to Loyola. Went to undergraduate school at Loyola. And went to law school there, going to the public college. Luke College at the time was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yes. Same here. So, and let me tell you. So I was there. I graduated from there. I applied. I only applied to one undergrad, which was Morehouse. Got in. When I graduated, went to University of Chicago and got my MSW. And so it is. Morehouse played a major role, but my survival instincts in Cabrini Green gave me the wherewithal of how to hustle and move around the campus and get resources when I was faltering academically and math and chemistry. I hustled. I observed who was sitting up in the front of the class.
Yeah.
Right at Morehouse and at Spelman, and I would see who would answer the question, and I would just politic my way, like all the folks who got the A's, and I created a study group in my last couple of years there, and that's how I was able to graduate. I started associating with the people 10 times smarter than me because it was no joke. I was really challenged. When I got to University of Chicago, it was a breeze for the most part.
Yes. No, tell us, Ken. So then you graduated from Morehouse, came back to Chicago. Did you get your master's from University of Chicago before you got into politics, or how did those two play on one another?
Yes. See, my intent, attorney Ted London, was to go to law school. So, well, let me get a master's first, quick 2 years.
Sure.
And I was going to go to law school. And then next, my oldest daughter, she came about because her mom was a senior at the University of Chicago. And, life started taking its course. And then I started consulting with the city of Chicago. And then I ran for office then. And I ran for state senate against Senator Margaret Smith.
Okay.
Which which was interesting. And then I started working for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Chicago as a director of the Robert Taylor Club. And then started working out west with an HIV/AIDS organization. Next thing you know, I'm running for office.
Who was the godfather or godmother back then?
Well, in terms of politics or in general? Politics was Jesse White.
Okay.
Jesse White played a major role, even though I was his hard-headed nephew, more or less, political nephew. And Alderman Burnett was hungry. And, you know, so I just started associating myself with people in the political arena because when I was in grammar school, high school, Morehouse, and at Harold Washington College, I was in student government. I was engaged. So I was homecoming king in high school, senior class vice president, ROTC, first chair trumpet player. So high school played a major role, but my grammar school laid a foundation because I was taught by black men and women who were part of the 60s and 70s revolution and black consciousness. And they gave me the respect of reading, of quality music. I was a jazz head. I love jazz, still do to this day. And it gave me that emboldening spirit in grammar school, and I was able to really sort of start harnessing things from there.
So here's what
in God's grace, I was just lucky, honestly, man. I dodged a hell of a lot.
Yes, without God's grace, no.
Oh my goodness, and mercy.
Here's one of the things that it sounds like you were really good at all the way from high school and college is that you, even into your political life, you made relationships with people, that important people that were going to be able to benefit some of your objectives in terms of getting better grades, getting involved in politics.
Yes.
So you've done a great job of doing that. Tell us why those kind of relationships are so important. Many folks don't even realize the benefit of having great relationships with folks.
Oh, absolutely. And keep in mind, this is about you, Ted London, not me. You're the rock star.
But this is interesting.
He's the rock star.
From this.
So, you know, I went into, so my thing is I just stayed in a positive environment and I had no ulterior motives. I just went into this just moving and grooving and having fun because gang members to me, guys who started clicking up after really sort of the last year of grammar school and in high school, they started doing boring things to me.
Sure.
Facing the same females, fighting the same guys, smoking weed and getting, and drinking. It started getting boring and monotonous after a while. And I, growing up in Cabrini Green on the near north side, we had more to observe immediately outside the neighborhood. Sure. And then again, people like Jesse White, George Dunn, they were, and the precinct captains were everything. They provided a really nice gateway and pathway to exploring our mind and Young Life, Fellowship of Friends, Chicago Youth Centers, the Park District. I was engaged in all of those because there were 4 boys and 2 girls in my siblings.
Okay. Where do you fall in terms of age with in terms of relationship with the age of your siblings? Oldest, youngest? Where?
Second oldest of 6.
Oh, second oldest of 6. Yeah.
So just I'm just busy in the household, limited food, and I'm like, let me kick it outside. I was a street guy, really.
Yeah, the quick question for you, Ken. So growing up in Cabrini Green, that's like you said, that's near North, and that's near the Gold Coast as well.
Yes.
What was the thoughts of a young person growing up in the kind of situation that Cabrini Green offered, juxtaposed to the Gold Coast, walk distance away? How did you process that as a young man?
You know what? That played a major role. Environment is everything. Because we were in such a bubble, if you will, but all around us, in front of us, east of us was the Gold Coast. To the north of us was Lincoln Park. West of us was Goose Island. And of course,
I remember Goose Island.
Yes, where the restaurant, the fish over there. Those are all factories, etc. So there were job opportunities there. And then, of course, where north of us was downtown, south of us was downtown. And so everything was in walking proximity.
Yes.
And we saw dichotomies compared to how we were living. But there were so many people, Attorney Ted London, who worked all around the neighborhood that we saw going back and forth to work in uniforms, some dressed up. And so we had models right in front of us because we were not surrounded by abject poverty.
Yes.
And I think,
for example, if you grew up in the State Street corridor, where you didn't have such easy access to just walking through the Gold Coast.
Yes.
Seeing this sort of lavish lifestyle, so to speak, or being just north of downtown or just south of the park. Yeah,
exactly. And so so a lot of the white folk that would come to Cabrini Green were either nurses, police, or people buying narcotics. And so white folk were always the safest to come into our neighborhood because most of them were there to purchase. And so, and I hung out with my friends from Ladden, from Parker, who on the weekends we just vibe. And so when I see the wilding out, jumping on cars and us gathering, we were just looking for something to do like around Halloween. We gather and just wild out. Ruben's Game Room was amazing.
Oh, I love that place. Yes, indeed. Love that place. Love that place.
But everybody's kid was a lot of well-to-do white kids, they would hang out there. And we'd say, look here, we'll meet here on Friday at 10 o'clock. And we had those meetups.
Yeah.
But it wasn't internet. And our phone was never consistent. Yeah. Right. So our phone could be on 1 month and the next month off.
And it was understood.
By
your peers.
Oh my goodness. But thank God for free electricity, free cable when it did come out, because those long lines, extension cords made all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And by the way, Cabrini Green, our floors in my building, we had heated floors.
Heated floor. Well, yeah, the heat from the apartments were just below you. Yes.
No. We had heating corals in our floor.
Yeah, I used to go to the projects. I had friends there.
I bet you did.
Those floors felt good.
Didn't they?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And our buildings, the red buildings were built so much structurally better. And directly east of me was nothing but Lake Shore. Because I lived on the 13th floor of a 19-story building. But phenomenal people who are doing well. Tons of friends who are exceptional, from law school to medical school, to really just sort of...
You could see what you wanted to be.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm saying people that I grew up with. They were phenomenal. They still are. And we're tight today. And there were a lot of house heads. People dressed. People had a lot of dignity. And then we had a lot of events. We didn't come outside dirty or dingy.
Oh, never.
Oh, hey, KD, what do you make of the teen takeovers of today?
I really think it's a semblance of what we used to do really all across the country. White folk used to do it all the time with the cars. Here's what I would do when I see gatherings like that consistently. It's an opportunity. And it's an opportunity for them to be molded and maybe informed and educated, because we can communicate with them faster now.
Yes.
And here's what the ignorant folk don't want them to get organized. When they get organized, they're going to register to vote. They're going to, and they can also be transformed into, hey, look here, we're going to do that. We should do this as well. That big spin barrage. Hey, look, we're going to have a meetup and we're going to just blow these businesses out, buy all this stuff, scenarios. So they're young and they're going to grow out of it. And they know that they're getting the attention. But I would have to say that probably about 90% of those kids are just looking for something to do, looking for something, some pretty girls, some handsome guys.
And some attention.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why they go on top of the cars, because it's the highest platform, period.
Excellent point.
Yeah.
Excellent point. So it makes a difference having a mom here who is successful in raising her kids. And so it is something to do, to be seen. And let me tell you, everyone can't make it here. Everyone doesn't have a successful law practice, attorney Ted London. And so this is their chance to maybe just stand out.
Sure.
It is common. It's just a different means. And I'd rather see them doing that than the car meets, because those are turning more and more dangerous to me.
What's a car meet?
Car meets are all these kids or young people. They meet with their cars and they drag and do donuts. You ever seen those?
Yeah, but I didn't know they were called car
meets. Oh yeah.
You know what? We haven't seen those as much in recent years. A number of years ago, they were. Now I guess we see more of the motorcycles and the little scooters and those. But a number of years ago, there was a lot of car meets around.
Yeah, on Doty Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, even throughout Chicago, we see the black tires, the tire tracks.
Yeah.
Those, we don't see that as much in the last year or two.
Yeah, that's because they're using the expressway now.
Right. That's not. They're in Target parking lots. That's been huge over the last on the north side and west side.
I've been missing that.
The police cracked down on them for a reason. Because the new statutes at the city and state level is that their cars are being impounded.
Oh, well,
Yeah, but they're on the expressway. Literally, they drive up on you and it looks like they're ready to clip you. It is so scary. I have to tell my son because he's a new driver. If you see somebody in your rear view, do not move. Like, don't get over. Just stay in your lane. So that because they're already calculating to go around you. If you move over,
don't move. Right.
Don't move. Just keep straight. And it's sad that I have to tell him that. Sorry.
So you should be asking Logan Page that. She's young enough to know. She probably got some friends that do donuts all in the neighborhoods and burning all of that.
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. And I'm guessing not as well.
Now you got to tell some of the good things and not so good things that Ted London did.
Well,
what was your cut up back in the day?
Cut up. You know what? My cut back in the day was things that are legal now that weren't legal then. So my buddies. So I can say it now. It's not incriminating against myself at this point.
Something to do with Cheech and Chong, something like that.
Pretty much that. So we did a little bit of that in high school. Not a whole lot of drinking, just more little leafy kind of stuff.
Broccoli.
Broccoli. We did a lot of broccoli in the moment there. But for me, I grew up in a single parent household as well. So I was really more concerned about finishing high school, going to college, finding my way on how to manage that. I was the first person in my family to graduate from college, so I was figuring out as I went. And and Loyola University of Chicago served me so very well. So did Luke College as well, and then even Loyola Law School served me very well. So I had great educational experiences here locally in Chicago, from kindergarten all the way through law school. So we can get the information and education that we need if we have a hunger for it. And I had a hunger to get educated, because here's what I figured out and decided, Dr. LaDonna Raeh. I did not want to be a poor adult. I was a poor child. I didn't want to be a poor
adult.
Come on now.
I love it. Well, let's go ahead and close it out and let people know where to find you.
Well, you know what? You can always find me every Thursday here on WVON, every 3:30 and 2:90 a.m. You want to be checking us out on Facebook. That's really where the action is. But of course, if you need to talk to me or talk to our office outside of the legal line, please call us anytime, 773-721-3333. Thank you guys so very much. Great show. Have
Attorney
a great
Ted
day.
London
In the house. Dr. Raeh, love you.
Love you more.
He's okay with Atiba. Did he get that call? Is that why he's not here?
You got to stay tuned.
I'm going to stay tuned.
All right. Guys, we're up on the break. It's time for news, traffic, and weather. Thank you so much with the legal line. Actually, it was the Kid Dunkin legal line. It was great, though. That was interesting. I didn't know all that about you. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Relationship Thursday with Carl West and I think Cheryl Grace. Yeah, let's do this.
Together?
We'll be back.
It's Friday, Junior Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Former Ford worker sues over harassment retaliation claims. Cubs set records in blowout win over Padres. WHO declares cruise ship hantavirus outbreak over. And Google loses appeal of Eastern European $4.7 billion fine. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
Friends, family, and music legends gathered at the Central Synagogue in Manhattan, New York to honor Clive Davis. Alicia Keys met Davis when he discovered her at 15 years old.
Clive, you are woven into the fabric of who I am, not just as an artist, as a woman.
The iconic producer was remembered with performances and tributes from stars like Jennifer Hudson and Dionne Warwick before a private burial. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is taking action to speed up cleanup after a massive warehouse fire in Boyle Heights. Crews are removing millions of pounds of rotting food as officials work to prevent flare-ups and hold those responsible accountable. And a $10,000 reward is being offered for information in the deadly shooting of a CTA worker on Chicago's South Side. Police say Black 57-year-old Thomas Barlow was killed during a carjacking as leaders push for stronger protections for transit workers. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
We will not wait to take the
Black Democrat Mayla Quiroz delivering a victory speech in her primary race for Colorado's 1st congressional district. She's vowing to oppose any leader who accepts campaign donations from corporate public action committees. She defeated a veteran Democratic challenger and is among a growing number of Democrats pushing for institutional change within the party. Quiroz asserted that, quote, we have to root out the corruption and get money out of our politics. The Ethiopian-born 29-year-old who was endorsed by New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, who, along with other Democratic socialists like Senator Bernie Sanders, are pushing to take corporate PAC money out of politics and back challengers to several incumbent Democrats. The Justice Department is directing its staff to bring fraud charges in alleged cases of birth tourism.
We're the only country in the world that has it. You step into our country and you're all of a sudden a citizen. You come in a certain way. This was not meant for Chinese billionaires to have their children become citizens of our country.
The DOJ order is in response to the Supreme Court's birthright citizenship ruling. The DOJ's Office of the Deputy Attorney General says investigation and prosecution of birth tourism schemes should be prioritized by all criminal division staff. The Migration Policy Institute claims up to 26,000 babies born annually in the U.S. could be attributed to birth tourism. It's illegal, but the DOJ tells prosecutors to explore related statutes such as wire fraud and money laundering when pursuing cases. President Trump says singer Victor Willis will be sorely missed. Willis was a lead singer for the Village People, which is known for its signature hit YMCA. The president often used that banger at his campaign rallies, and he celebrated Willis's legacy. With a post on Truth Social, Trump shared his condolences and wrote, "We will think of Victor every time YMCA is played." Willis's wife announcing his death in a Facebook post and said that he died from a short but aggressive illness. Willis was 74. El Obeid, a city in Sudan with 500,000 people sheltering about 100,000 refugees displaced by violence, is facing its most intense attacks by rapid support forces. After breaking a siege last year, the army has struggled to stop the RSF from reimposing a blockade through drone strikes, impacting the city, its infrastructure, and the main highway. Strikes against a main power station and fuel depots have plunged neighborhoods into darkness and closed water pumps. The United Nations is cautioning about substantial RSF troop movements and of a potential ground assault. The threat is sparking concerns of atrocities similar to those in Al Fasher last October, which the UN compared to genocide. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Happy 4th of July, celebrating 250 years of freedom, diversity, and the courage to keep perfecting our union.
It's Gospel with Pam Morris Walton, your gospel sister, on WVON Sundays, 11 to 2 p.m. Music to help you on your journey. I'll see you there, WVON.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
And the match is about to begin. Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight. What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Our front paws, hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON. It's time to focus with Robert McKay. Quality conversation, protecting, preserving, and preparing our past, present, and future. Sunday evenings at 4 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, Just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown 295th, stop and go traffic 26 minutes. I-57, Ryan I-80, stop and go traffic 18 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan I-80 94, please be cautious. There is stop and go traffic due to construction work, 29 minutes. Bishop Ford between 115th Street and 159th Street. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, bumper to bumper traffic, and please be cautious. There is an accident reported. Stevenson past State Street, 35 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolftoe Post Office, please be cautious. There is an accident on the left shoulder, adding to the delay. Eisenhower at Austin Boulevard, 32 minutes. Kennedy downtown to O'Hare, please be cautious. There is a disabled vehicle causing the right lane to be blocked. Kennedy at Irving Park Road, 58 minutes. And Adams, Montrose Lake Cook, 3 minutes delay, 20 minutes. Your weather for today, Chicago, heat index up to 105. Storms later tonight, high of 94 and a low of 76. Tomorrow, storms mainly at night, high of 90 and a low of 73. It's currently 94 degrees and mostly cloudy in our city. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago, WVON 1690 AM.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
It's Relationship Thursdays on your afternoon right. Atiba, LaDonna Raeh, Cheryl, Grace by your side. Black love, real talk, no hiding, no shade. We're navigating commit on double one way. From how do we heal, to how do we stay, boundaries and bills, and the words we say, from dating a vow, from conflict to grace. We bring the tools to keep love in its place. Dial 773-591-1690. Let your story flow. Relationship Thursdays, where love skills grow.
All right, guys, welcome back. I want to make sure you watch Rufus Williams' exclusive interview with Governor J.B. Pritzker as they tackle the issues everyone is talking about, from violence and education to affordability, voting rights, President Trump, and the 2026 election. If you missed it live, catch the full conversation now on the WVON YouTube channel at the youtube.com/ at WVON 1690 or on Vaughn TV. Vaughn TV is available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, the WVON app, or at Vaughn.tv. Yes, you're listening to the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh. Ken Duncan is filling in for us, and we are going straight into Relationship Thursday. The reason why we want you guys to know that it's Relationship Thursday is because we do this each and every Thursday, which is a lovely thing. Now, normally, I should say, we talk about relationships, usually relationships between a man and a woman, married. It's complicated. But today we have something a little bit different that we're going to talk about. We're definitely going to bring you in the fold. As you know, Black America does exist. 250 years we are celebrating on the 4th of July. Technically, today would be the day for celebration of the 250 years because this was the day that it was thought of and signed on July 4th. However, because we only hear about how white America has progressed in the 250 years, because we only hear about how it makes it seem like we have only rented space here in the United States for 250 years, we want to bring Black folks into the fold. So joining us on this conversation is historian Ernest Crim III. He's on our video conference. If you're on Facebook Live, you'll see him. He's live. He'll wave in just a second. And we also have Mr. Carl West, WVON's family, Mr. Carl West, who has brought this conversation to our attention. We were thinking it, but he said it. So
even though he's from the East.
Are you? You know what? I can't with you.
I'm a Southern belle.
Southern belle. Yeah. So this is definitely a conversation we want to have and bring to the forefront of our audience, because we talk about how 250 years of America looks and what we see: red, white, and blue, mostly white, right?
Absolutely.
But Black Americans have been in the fold as well, even prior to the 250
Shit,
years.
there would be no America if if we weren't here.
We tried to incorporate ourselves with the red, black, and green, right? We inserted that into our color scheme because we rejected the flag based on the horrendous history of this country. We rejected the flag and came up with our own. And that in itself should be saluted, along with every other innovative things that we have done over the course of 250 years. And as I stated to you, LaDonna, and talking with you about this, what prompted this is I'm on the White House press stuff, right? So I get all the stuff from the White House press releases and stuff. And like started 6 months ago, they was just, everything I got was 250. They had a whole lineup in every red state. There's some was going on. It's just some amazing thing going on. And it was all, and you saw it was all just from the language and where they were being held at, and all the people that was going to be performing and speaking. And it was just all a sea of white. And of course, these people call themselves the most patriotic folks.
Ain't that something?
You know what I mean? And I said, okay, cool. You have a right to celebrate. You have a right to have your picnic. You have a right to have whatever you have, especially. And that's what's so ironic about this whole moment for us with Trump. How ironic for him that he gets to celebrate this 250th anniversary of America when he is the most un-American person walking the planet Earth. But I don't want to keep this about him. I want to keep this about us. And because we scream this all the time on the air, in writing, on television, what we have contributed to this country since our inception that we can remember, but we go on with 250 years. Okay, if we can say we've done that, which you have showcased that, Ken, with this, right?
What is that?
Right. It's a
your
brochure.
Know your African-American inventors and their inventions.
Yes.
Brother, this is 250 years of progress. Why not look past the horrendous America? We know what it is. It's an imperfect, right, world. It's not even an imperfect world, because to me, I look at it this way. America is just the body of what it is. We've had people who just abuse this body with their own ideology and treated us wrong. America itself is just, it's just like you a body, Ken. And if you go and put on a nice outfit, and then you look good. If you put on a horrible outfit, and then you look horrible.
Yeah.
Right.
But the body is still the same.
It's still the
America
same.
is just the body. Unfortunately, we've had so many people that have just are bad players, and those bad players have hurt us tremendously over the last 250 years.
Yeah, I want to make sure that before we go to this break, that people understand that our guest, Ernest Crim III, an award-winning educator, historian, and nationally recognized speaker, whose work is dedicated to making history relevant, engaging, and accessible through research, public speaking, and the like. I want to make sure that we get you in the fold, Mr. Ernest Crim, before we go to break. So we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to come back to you, sir.
For sure. The third. That's a cool name.
It sure
That's
is.
an awesome name.
Guys, we're going to traffic and weather. We'll be right back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
When life changes, Get Covered Illinois has you covered. Real Illinoisans, here to help. Whether you connect with one of our free brokers or navigators, or compare plans through our online platform created for you, we are here to help you find the plan that meets your needs and budget. Get Covered Illinois is the only place connecting you to tax credits that may reduce your monthly costs. Apply and enroll at getcoveredillinois.gov.
Sponsored by Illinois Department of Insurance.
This is Rufus Williams. Stop scrolling for a minute. If you missed my exclusive interview with Governor J.B. Pritzker, you need to really watch it, because this wasn't just another politician making talking points. This was a conversation about the issues that are hitting our community every single day. I pressed him on the violence that's tearing through Chicago. Where are the illegal guns really coming from? Why hasn't it stopped? And what is the state prepared to do about it? We tackled education, the state budget, the cost of living, voting rights, and I looked Governor Pritzker in the eye and asked him to make his case directly to Black Illinoisans as he seeks another 4 years. Don't let social media tell you what he said. Don't let political operatives tell you how to think. Hear the answers for yourself, then decide. That's the WVON difference. We ask the hard questions, we don't duck the tough conversations, and we trust you to make up your own mind. Watch the full interview now on Vine TV or on our YouTube channel. Then tell me where you stand.
America's biggest birthday bash happens at Wind Creek. Join us for Light It Up 250, an electrifying night of unforgettable moments. Be here starting at 4 p.m. Saturday, July 4th for a dazzling laser light show, live music, and free lighted gifts. Plus, 250 lucky guests win a share of $60,000. Don't miss this 4th of July celebration at Wind Creek Casino and Hotel. Prizes are issued as either slot free play or free bet. Must be 21 years or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Vaughn TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Vaughn TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Protect your money and build your wealth. Sundays at 3 p.m. Host and owners of Top and Top Insurance Agency, Clydell and Betty Top, teach you about protecting your assets, 401ks, annuities, life after retirement, the differences and benefits of life insurance. And they take questions. Their advice can enhance your financial future and your legacy. Call for a free WVON financial consultation, 773-881-8110. Tune in Sundays at 3 p.m. to protect your money and build your wealth. Powered by Top and Top Insurance Agency.
This report is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th. Slow go, 25 minutes. I-57, Ryan's I-80. Stop and go traffic, 17 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan's I-80, 94. Stop and go traffic due to construction work, 27 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive. To the Tri-State, please be cautious. There is an accident on the right shoulder. Stevenson past State Street, 37 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfta Post Office. Please be cautious. There is an accident on the left shoulder. Eisenhower at Austin Boulevard, 33 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive. To the Tri-State, please be cautious. There is a disabled vehicle that has been cleared. Kennedy at Irving Park Road, 58 minutes. Eden's Montrose Lake Cook, 2-minute delay, 19 minutes. Your weather for today, Chicago. Heat index up to 105, storms later, high of 95 and a low of 76. Tomorrow, storms mainly tonight, high of 90 and a low of 73. In our city, it's currently 94 degrees and mostly cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago, WVON, 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning? The force from the beginning.
All right, guys, we're back. It's the afternoon show. We've got our very special guest, Carl West, and of course, historian Ernest Crim III. It is a pleasure to talk about this because as we see the 4th of July changing in our Black communities, and we want to talk about what is it that we're most proud of as Black Americans. We're celebrating 250 years of independence. much in the conversation will center it around, our founding fathers, and you'll hear all of that, presidents, wars, defining moments. But the American story is so incomplete without recognizing the generations of Black Americans who did the labor, as you were saying, Ken Duncan, ingenuity, courage, and leadership that helped build this doggone nation. So, Ernest Crim, before we went to break, I wanted to bring you into the fold, and I put a question in the chat to ask: when you think of the last 250 years of America, what Black American contribution are you most proud of? And that's for the audience, but for you, I wanted to bring you into the fold of this conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having me, LaDonna. Thanks for having me, Carl, and shout out to everybody on WVON. This is a very interesting time to be able to acknowledge this and to, I would say, quote unquote, celebrate it, especially considering the state of our country right now. What I reflect on, especially in consideration of 250 years, is I look at it from a couple different vantage points. And this is something that we have not talked enough about, I think, in our community or just America in general. The 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence also coincides with two prominent anniversaries in our community, which subsequently are also important to American history. One, it's been 100 years for Black History Month, right? It's been 100 years since Carter G. Woodson officially established that. And we also have to remember that he came to Chicago, and that's when he created the organization that would create Black History Month, right? And then if we go even beyond that, 250 times 2 is 500. It's been 500 years since Black folks were first forced to what would become America, and they immediately resisted. They were forced initially by the Spanish Empire in what is now South Carolina. It was 100 some odd African people. By mid-October 1526, they burnt down the enslavers' homes, ran away, and formed the Maroon community with the indigenous people of that land. So what I like to look at this, like when I see 250 years, I think more expansive of where we have, of course, been here beyond that, but also too, we have always resisted since we've been here. And we have always tried to find and create ways to express ourselves and to be free. We know that of the 56 men who signed the Declaration, 41 of them enslaved our people. So I think that's always the thing we have to bring up and talk about. 250 years of freedom for who, right? We've only been able to vote, all of us, for 51 years. And we see that being pulled back, right? So 250 years of freedom for who? As I'm watching all these documentaries about the Declaration of Independence and freedom, I can't help but wonder, that the so-called founding fathers probably regret that they weren't as specific enough when they wrote those documents in that word, because we know when they said all men are created equal, they weren't talking about us. But because you left that gray area and we know that we are people, we are human, we have personhood, that we are going to assert ourselves. That gray area gave space for people like Dr. King and everybody else like that to say, y'all are going to live up to what you said, and we're going to keep fighting until you do.
As an educator, if you had only 5 minutes to teach someone about Black history, where would you even start? Would you start with slavery? Would you start with post-slavery? Where would you start?
Oh, that's tough, because and I think that's the conundrum is we oftentimes limit it to what we've experienced here. I would say that we can't, but I think we want to spend a majority of our time talking about what we've done recently, but I want to also make sure we start with what we did prior to enslavement, so that our folks know that that is where we are, that is who we are, and everything that we've been able to persevere through is because of what we've been able to hold on to over here. One of the biggest lies that have been told about us is that we came here with nothing. You can only come here with nothing if the only thing you value is material items. The things we talk about in terms of our culture, the things we celebrate, the things that we do when we come together are all evidence of what we were before enslavement. And I think it's important for our kids to have that vantage point. Dr. John Henry Clark often says, if you only begin your history with slavery, the only thing you can become is a better slave. And that's something I believe too.
I'm about to drop the mic. Carl West, as our guest today, you wanted to really highlight some of the things a lot of the things that Black people or Black folk have brought to the forefront of America and American history.
And yes, and so here is the angle that I was going on when I thought about this. Everything my man says is absolutely positively true. And we know that story. We have to keep hearing it, as like the other community said, we'll never let y'all forget. We will never forget this. We want you all to remember what happened to us. And we have to continue to always tell that story about what happened to us, so
Well,
that
I
they
know the
won't
Jews
forget.
do that for
That's
sure.
what I mean. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. The Jews do that. That's
Yeah.
their slogan they got.
Mhm.
That we won't let nobody forget this atrocity that happened to us. And I said, okay, that's a fact. And I think we have done that through movies and documentaries that has been noted, by so many of our movie makers and actors who starred in movies. Too many to even mention. They go back decades. But for me, in this, I wanted to focus on. I didn't want to be angry. I didn't want to be mad or pointing the finger at what y'all did wrong. I wanted to highlight what we did right
So let's focus
to
on that.
survive, because they never thought we would be here at this level that we're at,
To even talk
to
about it.
talk about
Yeah.
this moment of 250 years of Black America is what I call it. And the fact that we have done, I mean, we all know, go back from starting back with the Supreme Court, Ketanji, Barack, Harold Washington. I mean, just us, everyday people. We can use celebrities to drive the conversation, but the everyday person that has pulled up their pants, put on their skirt every single morning, walk these soils of America to make something work for you and your family, we all should be saluted at this particular moment, because we all played a role in building Black America, this America, for 250 years. I want us to salute ourselves and not continue to beat ourselves up or beat anybody else for what they did wrong. We're going to get back to that. We're going to get back to that tomorrow. I mean, come July 5th, we getting back on y'all butt.
Okay.
And we want y'all to leave us alone. Let us just do what we do.
Imagine that.
And what we have done. But today, in this moment with this, I wanted just us to look at us as a people, because we don't give ourselves enough credit individually and collectively of what we have come through, based on everything my man said, everything he said, the fact that we still here, and we bold and we beautiful and we smart and we bright and we inventive and we scientists, we doctors, we politicians, we everything that they never thought we would be. And we should salute to ourselves for that.
He put up the fish, y'all.
That's
and I'm about
right.
to put up the flag, because we got to go to break. News, traffic, and weather, guys. Watch this. When we come back, I want to hear some phone calls. I see somebody holding already, but 773-591-1690. I want you to tell us, what have we contributed to America? 250 years. You know the inventions, you know the organizations, you know all of this. Bring it, because this is a time to celebrate in Black America, a nation within a nation. We'll be right back.
Hope you're having a thriving Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's happening in your local and national news. A funeral service for the wife of Nation of Islam leader Minister Louis Farrakhan will be held tomorrow. On Chicago's South Side, Khadijah Farrakhan passed away from natural causes at age 90 on Saturday at a hospital in Michigan City, Indiana. The service will be held at Mosque Mariam, located at 7351 South Stony Island Avenue. It gets underway at 11 a.m. In other news, Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul is warning residents about scams targeting people dealing with storm damage and cleanup. He says fraudsters are pressuring homeowners and business owners into making fast, costly decisions about repairs and construction work. Some scammers may pose as public adjusters, offering free inspections to help file insurance claims, which can lead to fraudulent or inflated claims. Raoul also reminded residents that while general contractors are not required to be licensed statewide, local rules in places like Chicago may still apply for permits and other requirements. In other news, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling for stronger regulations on intoxicating hemp products, saying the changes are long overdue to protect consumers. The proposal targets products like Delta 8 THC that are currently sold outside the state's regulated cannabis system and often in convenience stores and similar retailers. Under recently Past measures sales to people under 21 are banned. Packaging rules are tightening, and more products will be likely to be moved into licensed cannabis dispensaries. State officials argue the changes close a loophole that allowed unregulated and potentially misleading products to spread in the market. And a federal judge in Washington, D.C. has blocked the U.S. Postal Service from enforcing an executive order issued by President Donald Trump that aimed to restrict mail-in ballots. The ruling follows lawsuits from Democratic-led states and the NAACP, which argued the order would undermine voting access. The court also cited an earlier decision from Boston that limited enforcement in states involved in that case, expanding the block nationwide. The NAACP described the order as an attempt to rig the election, while the ruling halts implementation ahead of the midterm election cycle. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
Chicago, need documents notarized fast and professionally. CT Consulting, notary services has you covered. Walk in, schedule an appointment, or connect remotely through our online electronic notarization services. From mortgages and estate planning to affidavits and travel documents, we do it all. Located at 75th and Dorchester. Call Camille today at 872-901-2212. 872-901-2212. CT Consulting, notary services, making notarization simple, convenient, and professional.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-9301. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-9301. That's 800-518-9301. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
This report is brought to you by ComEd, powering lives. Here's a great savings idea. Did you know you've got the power to manage your energy? Yep, from usage alerts to energy saving programs and more. ComEd has all kinds of ideas to help you gain control over your energy saving costs. Find out more at ComEd.com/energy savings.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic 24 minutes. I-57, Ryan I-80, stop and go traffic 17 minutes. Bishop Ward, Ryan I-80, 94, stop and go traffic due to construction work 29 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive. In the Tri-State, there is an accident on the right shoulder. Stevenson past State Street, 32 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfville Post Office, stop and go traffic 30 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, there is a disabled vehicle that has been cleared. Kennedy at Irving Park Road, 59 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Peck, 1 minute delay, 17 minutes. The weather for today, Chicago, you might want to grab your umbrella. There is a heat index of up to 105. The storms later, high 95 and a low of 76. Tomorrow, storms mainly at night, high 90 and a low of 73. In our city, it's currently 94 degrees and mostly cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Dock Chicago WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come pick you with you. You'll be my American boy. He said, hey sister, it's really nice to meet ya. I just met this 5'7" guy who's just
all right. I love this song.
Hey, that's my jam.
I love you. Like this too, man.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
I'm driving down like Lincoln Park West.
Yeah.
And there was like a crowd of drunk white and Mexicans in this car, and they were blasting this and singing it to everybody. And I just started singing it with them. It was crazy. It was a vibe.
Wow, a black and brown moment. All right, guys, you're listening to the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh. Ken Dunkin is in for us. Former state rep Ken Dunkin is in with us. And of course, we have our two special guests.
Special.
Carl West is in studio with us.
Yes.
And historian Ernest Crim III. Do I have to say the third every time?
Yeah, you do, because my dad might be listening. And I don't want him
He'd be like, hold on, was I supposed to be somewhere, right?
Right.
Of course, we're so happy that you all have graced us with your presence and this subject because, you know, again, 250 years, I remember getting dressed up for 4th of July and all that good stuff. My mother, we used to do this whole get together as a family reunion because everyone was off. We meet up on 87th Street and drive to Michigan City, Indiana. And I would get a new outfit every time. I loved it. Fireworks up the wazoo. My dad spent lots of money on that, bags of it. Money goes up in the air and never comes back down. Right. You know what I mean? But now we're at another stage in our lives where we are seeing Juneteenth. And we've celebrated so much with Juneteenth. And we have seen how the Supreme Court justice and this current administration is trying to remove the history, the ugly history of Black America. And if we were to focus on the positive things that Black America has contributed to to America, what would that look like? My question to you, Ernest Crim III, is what is the biggest misconception that Americans have about Black history?
You asking some profound questions. You know, I think the biggest misconception is they believe the lies that they have been taught that were proliferated to justify our enslavement. And so I think that encompasses so much, so that we're not intelligent, you know, that we don't work hard. Like that doesn't even make sense, right? And I think one of the things I focus on as you all propose this question is some of our contributions in STEM, in medicine. We have not only fought in every war in this country, we fought, of course, in the American Revolution, but also, too, we literally helped save their lives several times. And I was just jotting down, period, bro. Like from now all the way to the colonial period. We talking about there's a brother named Onesimus who was from the Akan tribe in West Africa, where it's like normally around where present-day Ghana is. And he had a method that he learned over there called inoculation during the smallpox epidemic in 1721. Now, they did not believe that he could have this advanced knowledge because, again, they believed the lie that convinced them to that contributed to the cognitive dissonance that made them say, yeah, we should enslave a group of people and that they're not equal to us. We came over here knowing more about medicine and medicinal knowledge than they saved
and
their
farming
life.
and agriculture and architect, medicine, all of those things. In fact, I was just watching a YouTube video last night on a gentleman that spoke fluent Mandarin, and they were so shocked. What is the shock? Okay, that I can't learn your language. Of course, they were talking about him, and they didn't know he knew what they knew.
I've seen that brother before.
Yeah.
He's over there.
But they're just so shocked that we speak so well. What does that mean? What does that mean?
That's a Carl West question.
Yeah. What does that mean? That we speak so well.
Yeah.
You
Especially
speak
when
so
you're around
well.
your white friends.
And you're like 80, you're like
personality.
60 years old and you speak so well.
You speak so well.
Wow. I'm so
Are you
surprised.
serious? You want me to answer that?
I was your white media friends.
There's no response to that. It's just their own, my man explained it, justifying slavery, justifying this whole process of who we are. And then, of course, you get media, the media propaganda that has infiltrated people's lives for decades, telling these stories about us, showing us at the beginning of a newscast in handcuffs and being
that's the headline,
and being perk walked, right?
You said that is,
and they doing
the
it, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they doing it slowly, and we respectfully, to some degree, buying into it when they highlight these teen takeovers.
Yeah,
they doing it again. They showing us this image of Black kids, but they don't show you that image doing Lollapalooza.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
high as a kite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just any time in the summer on Rush Street when they just banging up.
They've been doing that.
Right.
Rush
But
Street has a bad reputation.
They don't
from back
show
in the day.
us that.
Yeah.
They show us this because they are in this. They understand that if we start denouncing our own children, it's a wrap.
Oh, come on now. Speaking of rap, let's go to the callers. We got Jihad on the line. Hey, Jihad, you're live on WVON. Jihad, can you?
Just hit the button.
You know?
Okay, Jihad, you're live on WVON. What you got for us? What have we contributed to America? Come on, lift us up.
Everything is basically important. But let me go back to this Declaration of Independence. It says that we find these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their creator. So
Jefferson.
I want to tweak that. I want to say that all humans are created equal and endowed by their creator with inalienable rights that they can't take away. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Well, life is part of your environment. And so, the fish need water, the birds need air to fly, humans need life on earth. So if you're born here, God put you here. So that's your entitlement. However you got here, if you were born here, God put you here. So, they can't take that away from you. It's inalienable rights. Now, in our history, we came from an African descent. I look at it like this. Africa is my fatherland. America is my motherland. And we are a new people born in America. And we came through a lot of resistance training. We came through a lot of what we came through is this experience that makes us the Black experience. But we're human. Our human is our first identity. And that's what they do in terms of tyrants and oppressions. They dehumanize first. And that's their excuse to treat you less than human. And it ain't just been our treatment. It's been all through human history. They want to dehumanize you, and that's their excuse.
Jihad, I want to interrupt you. I want LaDonna asked you a question, and I want to stay on that question. And that is, what have we done in these 250 years that have been impactful? We know what hasn't been done or what has been done in a negative way in our distant past. We want to focus on what we have done in this country over the last 250 years that give us reason to salute each other.
Oh, man, our accomplishments go back to Charles Drew and what he did with blood and blood.
There we go. There we go.
That we've been saving. You want to look at it like we've been saving white folks bacon since day one.
Come on now. Say that.
All right, there we go. See, now we got to smile at him now.
Let's deal with this heat. There's a brother that invented refrigeration.
But I tell you, that's all in it right
all
there.
in the book.
And that's part of air conditioning.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Matter of fact, right now we thank him a whole lot.
Look,
Right.
somebody,
That's how you got
I got this fan on me right now. Thanks, Jihad. All right, guys, we're gonna go to
before we take a break.
What?
I want to ask Professor Crim a question. So
we can't do that. We have to do our breaks on time.
Yes, ma'am.
That's how we do.
I know.
This.
That's how we get paid.
Because we'll have time on the other side. Yeah.
All right, I got a question for Professor.
Me getting yelled at, guys. We see you on the phone lines. We're gonna go popcorn style. When we come back, traffic and weather. We'll be back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, baby! I'm your Magnolia Blues man, Sir Henry Cheatham, inviting you to join us
Mr. Big Stuff, tell me.
on WVON 1690 for some real American music and culture. Here on Classic Blues and R&B. Check us out Saturday, 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. on WVON and Classic Blues and R&B.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-9301. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-9301. That's 800-518-9301. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
100 years ago, a genius was born in Chicago. His name was Oscar Brown Jr., and this summer, we're celebrating his birthday. Join Maggie Brown and family for the OBJ Free Community event. It's part of Jazz in the Court from noon to 5 on July 10th, featuring live jazz, spoken word, and showcasing Chicago's Africa Quarter, youth activities, and so much more. It'll be a day of joy, creativity, and a celebration of one of Chicago's legendary artists. Oscar Brown Jr. Day, Friday, July 10th at Harper Court in Hyde Park. Admission is free. RSVP at hbjazz.com.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
With OG got a Yankee king that made the Yankee have more famous than the Yankee king. You should know I believe.
Yeah. What did we invent? Good music, okay?
We invented hip hop.
We have done
that
it all.
alone is good for me.
Look,
we did hip hop. Cut it off there.
That's right.
No,
and
house music.
you know, they want our rhythm, but they don't want our blues. You've heard that all over and over again.
You would have no hip hop if it wasn't for
we
house
can't
music.
all talk at the same time.
Sure, we can. We do it all the time.
We're not doing it today.
What neighborhood are you from?
Guys, you're listening to the afternoon show. Watch this. You can hit those phone lines. There's not even a line open, so I apologize for telling you to do that. But I want to go ahead and grab Mike M. After telling you who we have. I want to reiterate who is on this panel. We're talking to historian Ernest Crim III, who is all things history. Okay. It's a long list of things that I would have to read. Educator, historian, all of these great things, award-winning. And along with Carl West, who's on your shirt? You got
Brandon.
Oh, you got Brandon Johnson on your shirt.
You got Brandon what? Cool. Sigma?
That's right.
On your shoulder, you got Brandon on your arm?
On my t-shirt.
I'm not going to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this caller, Mike M. You're live on WVON. Thanks, Mike. Mike, can you hear us?
Yes, I am. Do you hear me well?
Yes, I can. Sir. Yes. What you got for us? What has Black America?
Some important things to say.
Okay, go
so
ahead.
You got all to keep quiet and hear this.
Hold on, wait a minute. Time out.
Person is this Garrett Morgan.
Yes,
1923. He invented the traffic signal. All over the world, this traffic signal is used, emphasized on the caution, amber light. That's great and recognized by many people, as well as here in America, that don't know a damn thing about who invented or what's going on. So that should be announced on WVON.
You just did it.
Broadcast that of inventors 3 times a day, different inventors. I thought it'd be good. But the idea that it has never come about for whatever reason, I don't know, but we can take it upon ourselves and post it in our own community, have our community have 3 inventors that we like posted out there.
Good idea.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. All right.
I have a question for the professor. Professor Crim III, and this is for you as well, Carl. why in the hell should we be trying to prove any damn thing to white folk today? I mean, really, is well, in terms of the fourth.
Who said we're proving anything?
I'm not saying that. It's a blanket. I'm not accusations here, but my thing is, we are so studied and assessed by them consistently. We know the contributions; they're profound.
No.
Yeah, well,
because I would ask the professor, why do you think so many Americans, Black Americans, have never heard of the inventors that have invented so many things?
That's not necessarily my question. My question is, should we be trying to highlight and flex in front of these Caucasoids?
What is your question?
That was a question.
Okay.
Professor, man, I yield to you, Professor.
You set me up with that one, man.
Right.
You know, I think it serves two purposes, right? So one, I abide by, Malcolm X's philosophy in a way that we have to be acceptable to ourselves first. So I think that by doing this, we have to remember. Now, I spent 12 years in a class. Our kids don't know as much about us as you think because our curriculums don't center us, even in schools where we are the dominant population there. So I think in our generation, we may come from places where our parents taught. Like I grew up in a household where we had Black history stuff all over the house, went to the museums all the time. I never took a Black history course till college, but I had a firm understanding already. So I think that what we need to do is model what we're talking about here when we see our family this weekend, if we are going to do that. And we need to bring up these conversations, maybe even ask our youth, who is somebody you're proud of in our history? I think that's a great way to get it started. But I also do think there is a place for us to present these ideas to the mainstream audience, because I think everything has its place, right? There are some people who do that well because that will influence how we are seeing, just like you all said earlier, when that news comes on. We have to have people in those spaces in some of these larger companies that can nudge folks and speak up and say that's not how we should be portrayed, or more importantly, provide that counter narrative. But I would say the most important thing is we got to make sure our kids see themselves in a proper way so that we don't believe the lies they teach about us.
So, Professor, are you saying that Sexy Red is not relevant?
Oh, come on.
Hey, don't comment on
Sexy Red. Is she related to you?
Everything has its place. She's not relevant to me, but everything has its place.
She's global now.
I love how he said she's not relevant to me, but she has its place. And anytime
I concur with that.
You concur
Professor.
with that.
I can't trip the professor up for nothing.
Anytime Kevin Roberts, a political strategist who is the CEO of the Heritage Foundation, can get a PhD in African American studies.
Well, I ain't got a PhD yet. Not yet.
No, I said the man's name is Kevin Roberts.
Okay.
He's a political strategist. He's the president of the Heritage Foundation, and he is the mastermind behind Project 2025. He has a a African American history. That's his main interest. I believe he has a PhD in that because I read that
Why
last
wouldn't you
week.
follow us?
But he knows more about us, than we care to know about us collectively. That was his focus. That was his study. In fact, he focused on extended kinship, meaning families were obliterated, but we still found a way to call each other family. I want to go ahead and grab these callers. Let's go ahead and grab Bill. Hey, Bill, thank you so much for waiting. You're on WVON.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Good topic today. And I think I have two things to say before you hit your top of the hour. Number one, out of our entire solar system, Earth is the only one that we know that has life on it. And the first man had to be an African man. And he wasn't a light-skinned man. He would have had to been he would have had to have been the darkest man on Earth, because that's the only way that you could populate the Earth with the colors that we have. You start from the darkest and you extract from that.
Fact.
Now imagine you're the creator. And in the human body, we have every element to create Earth, this magnetic ball that we're standing on. How, we don't know. Gravity, that's a whole nother story. Now imagine you're the creator. And you create Earth. And Africa we know it's the center. We know it's our people. We don't have to go through no intellectual explanation about it. If we just stop and meditate on it deep enough, we'll get the answers that we need. But you're the creator. Why would you give the power of the human life to the darkest man on the planet Earth in Africa? If we just recognize that, all these other stories have to fall by the wayside of who's first and who invented what. It should come to us naturally. Yeah. So that's one thing.
I love it. Thank you so much, Bill.
Just quickly, okay. The second thing. Sure. I'm a jazz fanatic.
Right on.
If you get a chance, play Bird's Word by the Last Poets. It'll give you all the information, and it'll go back 100 years in this music. And jazz is at the top of it. All the music in America was invented by Black people. All the music. And it went from all the music in America to the world. If we just stop and think of the lies that have been told, of the call and responses, the spirituals, the gospels, blues, the first music of free Black people. We had to build our instruments on broomsticks and horns out of any instrument we could find, any element we could find, all the way up until Motown, rhythm and blues.
Love it. Thanks. We're going to have to leave it right there. I'm so sorry. He so sounded like Bill Curtis. I was listening to his voice. Guys, we got to go to news, traffic, and weather. But I wanted to ask Professor Crim. Oh, I ain't got to ask him nothing because he already texted me. We'll be back to the phone lines on the other side of this news, traffic, and weather break right here on the afternoon show.
Happy Friday, Junior. Chicago, I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Strike averted after maintenance workers at Prime's Illinois hospitals reach contract agreement. Chicago braces for busiest 4th of July travel period on record. U.S. death rate at a record low. And BET Awards 2026 draw highest ratings since 2019. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
BIN News Now. Friends, family, and music legends gathered at the Central Synagogue in Manhattan, New York to honor Clive Davis. Alicia Keys met Davis when he discovered her at 15 years old.
Clive, you are woven into the fabric of who I am, not just as an artist, as a woman.
The iconic producer was remembered with performances and tributes from stars like Jennifer Hudson and Dionne Warwick before a private burial. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is taking action to speed up cleanup after a massive warehouse fire in Boyle Heights. Crews are removing millions of pounds of rotting food as officials work to prevent flare-ups and hold those responsible accountable. And a $10,000 reward is being offered for information in the deadly shooting of a CTA worker on Chicago's South Side. Police say Black 57-year-old Thomas Barlow was killed during a carjacking as leaders push for stronger protections for transit workers. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
We will not wait to take the fight to Donald Trump and the oligarchy. We will not wait. We will not wait to abolish ICE and pass Medicare for all.
Colorado's Black Democrat Mayla Quiroz delivering a victory speech in her primary race for Colorado's 1st congressional district. She's vowing to oppose any leader who accepts campaign donations from corporate public action committees. She defeated a veteran Democratic challenger and is among a growing number of Democrats pushing for institutional change within the party. Quiroz asserted that, quote, we have to root out the corruption and get money out of our politics. The Ethiopian-born 29-year-old who was endorsed by New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, who, along with other Democratic socialists like Senator Bernie Sanders, are pushing to take corporate PAC money out of politics and back challengers to several incumbent Democrats. The Justice Department is directing its staff to bring fraud charges in alleged cases of birth tourism.
We're the only country in the world that has it. You step into our country and you're all of a sudden a citizen. You come in a certain way. This was not meant for Chinese billionaires to have their children become citizens of our country.
The DOJ order is in response to the Supreme Court's birthright citizenship ruling. The DOJ's Office of the Deputy Attorney General says investigation and prosecution of birth tourism schemes should be prioritized by all criminal division staff. The Migration Policy Institute claims up to 26,000 babies born annually in the U.S. could be attributed to birth tourism. It's illegal, but the DOJ tells prosecutors to explore related statutes, such as wire fraud and money laundering when pursuing cases. President Trump says singer Victor Willis will be sorely missed. Willis was a lead singer for the Village People, which is known for its signature hit YMCA. The president often used that banger at his campaign rallies, and he celebrated Willis's legacy. With a post on Truth Social, Trump shared his condolences and wrote, "We will think of Victor every time YMCA is played." Willis's wife announcing his death in a Facebook post and said that he died from a short but aggressive illness. Willis was 74. El Obeid, a city in Sudan with 500,000 people sheltering about 100,000 refugees displaced by violence, is facing its most intense attacks by rapid support forces. After breaking a siege last year, the army has struggled to stop the RSF from reimposing a blockade through drone strikes, impacting the city, its infrastructure, and the main highway. Strikes against a main power station and fuel depots have plunged neighborhoods into darkness and closed water pumps. The United Nations is cautioning about substantial RSF troop movements and of a potential ground assault. The threat is sparking concerns of atrocities similar to those in El Fasher last October, which the UN compared to genocide. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Happy Independence Day, celebrating 250 years of our big, beautiful, complicated nation that nearly 50 million African Americans call home.
This is Rufus Williams. Stop scrolling for a minute. If you missed my exclusive interview with Governor J.B. Pritzker, you need to really watch it, because this wasn't just another politician making talking points. This was a conversation about the issues that are hitting our community every single day. I pressed him on the violence that's tearing through Chicago. Where are the illegal guns really coming from? Why hasn't it stopped? And what is the state prepared to do about it? We tackled education, the state budget, the cost of living, voting rights, and I looked Governor Pritzker in the eye and asked him to make his case directly to Black Illinoisans as he seeks another 4 years. Don't let social media tell you what he said. Don't let political operatives tell you how to think. Hear the answers for yourself, then decide. That's the WVON difference. We ask the hard questions, we don't duck the tough conversations, and we trust you to make up your own mind. Watch the full interview now on Vine TV or on our YouTube channel. Then tell me where you stand.
At ComEd, we create financial assistance programs with you in mind. It's one reason we created SAM, our smart assistance manager, to help families like yours take control of their energy bills. SAM can help you find financial assistance and payment options. Discover programs like budget billing, due date extensions, deferred payment arrangements, and more. You may be relieved to discover what you're eligible for. Learn more at ComEd.com/SAM. ComEd, powering lives.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Vaughn TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Vaughn TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown 95th, stop and go traffic 20 minutes. I-57, Ryan I-80, stop and go traffic 16 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan I-80, 94, slow moving traffic 24 minutes due to construction work. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic 24 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolfville Post Office, stop and go traffic 30 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare is at a snail speed 50 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, slow moving traffic 17 minutes. Weather for today, Chicago heat index up to 105, storms later. I'm 95 and a low of 76. Tomorrow storms mainly at night. I'm 90 and a low of 73. In our city, it's currently 94 degrees and mostly cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page in the Talk Chicago, WVON, 1690 AM.
From the Xfinity Studios at WVON, it's Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, 1690 WVON.
Okay, listen, cut the music. Just cut it.
Oh
okay.
my goodness.
I thought you like
that was my request.
Yeah,
Donna, Dr. Raeh.
I can't even focus.
I thought you was a house music.
There's a
guru.
place.
I know you jealous. You ain't jealous of Sexy Red, are you?
Not at all. Okay, not at all. The Millennium Park Summer Music Series returns to the J. Pritzker Pavilion every Monday and Thursday night through August 6th. And Metra is the easy way to get there. Forget circling for parking or sitting in downtown traffic. Just hop aboard Metra and enjoy the ride. Tickets are easy to purchase on the Ventra app. Fares are affordable and kids 11 and under ride free. This summer, let Metra move you to the music. Not the Sexy Red music, but to the music, because the only thing that should be packed is the lawn at Millennium Park, not the expressway. Take Metra, drive less, and do more. You guys are listening to the afternoon show, WVON, 63 years and counting.
Yes.
And as you know, we are talking about 250 years, happy birthday to America. But what has, not but we, I just said but again, we have made major contributions and strides in more than 250 years, of course, but we are talking about what those strides and contributions have been. And of course, to help us facilitate this conversation is none other than Carl West. And on our video conference on Facebook, you'll see Professor Ernest Crim III. And you're right. Those questions that we have for you, because I know we got to get them in.
I just want to know why you cut Sexy Red off.
You know why? That song does not go with the conversation.
LaDonna, would you just ignore him when he asks you questions?
You are. I really should,
Yeah.
but you should know better.
Marcus Aurelius said you ignore stuff like that.
Yeah, don't give me any attention. All right, but I really wanted to, with everything that we've heard, we hear about these things that we have done for America. As you hear and you understand our contributions, not just in slavery, because we always hang there. We don't have to hang there. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. Don't get me wrong. But we have done so much more than slavery. And because of that, it gives us an uplift in even our stature, the way that we walk and the way that we handle things. And it gives us something to be proud of.
How can we go any further with this discussion after you just gave the promo that identifies a 63-year-old Black radio station right here that we are sitting at, telling these stories to people every single day? Are you telling me that this is something that we should be proud of as a community?
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Span family and all the others that created this 63 years ago, and to all the staff, personalities, everybody that sat here in these offices from Kedzie, from 87th Street to here, played a role in shaping
long legacy.
America.
LaDonna Tittle,
Yeah.
Herb Kent, Roland Martin, Carl West,
everybody that walked across,
Ken Dunkin,
everybody that sat
LaDonna
behind one
Raeh.
of these microphones, brother.
Yeah,
everybody,
and not
everybody that sat behind those boards.
Yeah,
that sat in the corporate suites getting advertising to put this thing to life.
Well, absolutely, you're right, and I just want to bring it back into the fold because there's so much that we can be grateful for. Of course, we are not perfect, but we are a platform, and I want to make sure that we get everybody that's on the phone line and say something. I know they're coming with something positive because this is a celebration, guys.
Who are you going to next, LaDonna?
We're going to go straight to Brian because he's been holding the longest. We want to thank you for holding. Brian, what you got for us? What have we contributed to America?
We got a cake for you, Brian. We got a cake for you.
A great show. How we contributed to America is we made white people white.
Okay.
That's right.
When these people came over here,
that is perfect right there.
I think his sound is
professor
going in and out. But you know what? He's got a point there, Brian. We couldn't hear you. But without black, there would be no white.
That part.
Absolutely.
They'd be dead, sick.
Let's go grab Karen because she's also been holding for quite a while. Thank you for holding, Karen. What did we bring to America?
Everything stems from black. Number one, we are kings and queens, and we must realize that. That's not just something I say. You know, nobody can make things happen. Right now, if everybody popped their fingers, you all would be in rhythm. No other culture can do that. That's why now you have electronics instead of instruments, because instruments talk to our soul. Nobody, I want you to hear me very well. Nobody can erase your history, baby. It's in you. You know how you remember to say that you're a doctor, a lawyer, or a Greek, or whatever sorority you're into? You do the same thing with who you are. I'm a queen, darling. You know why I call myself a queen? I can think a thing and it manifests as long as I live right, do right, be a woman of integrity. And another thing, we're love makers. We're not F-U-C-K-E-R. A lot of people was created from F-U-C-K-I-N-G. We're love makers. And once we learn who we are, just like you know your Greek, you know your title. Every time somebody come on here, they put their titles before anything. How about saying I'm a black king? I'm a black queen. The number one thing is we have to do right. We have to live right. We've adapted to the European culture. They're not doing anything wrong. I'm not mad at everybody that wants to copy out for us, because listen to this. You can't duplicate what you claim to hate. And I want all of us to think about this. When you was a young guy or a young girl and your insignificant other had a crush on somebody else, what did you do, baby? You followed and checked out that person trying to see what is it that my man or my woman like about them. It's time to look in the mirror, darling. Nobody can take away who you are once you know who you are, and stop claiming these titles. It's an insult when people embrace those Greek titles, because the Greek came here to learn us. And I also want to say this. How can you be the voice of the nation if the nation is effed up? What voice have they been listening to? Like, you have a good...
Boy, you know what? Let me go
Mic dropping Karen.
Wait a minute. Professor. You know what? I don't even know where to start. But after hearing everything not everything, but just a summary of some of the things that we have dedicated or contributed to America, what say you at this point? Just give us something that goes along with your studies. You've gone through the studies, you've taught this, you've gotten reactions, responses. Where do we go from here with all this information?
I would say let's look at the Reconstruction period. That's what this time period has been referred to for a lot of folks.
Yes.
And when we look at that, because we had a memory and we had inherent knowledge of what we went through and persevered, there was more of a desire to create, because that historical memory didn't have to be taught. We experienced it. So there were over 200 all black towns founded immediately after enslavement during the Reconstruction period. There were about 2,000 black elected officials immediately after. I think we got to really can we quantify what that means? And I also want to say too, let's remember that not all of us were even enslaved during this period of enslavement. We got brothers, of course, we know the founder of Chicago, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. I mean, and his brother, like was said earlier, he was multilingual. And the reason why his name probably wasn't even as prominent leading on, besides the fact that history is whitewashed, is because he was living in harmony with the indigenous people in that area. He did not come to destroy, to conquer. He came to settle and live in harmony with the people there. And I think that
and he prospered
so much of who we are.
I love it.
Thank you for that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
well said.
Let's run the break real quick, and we're gonna go on time so we can have more time on the other side, guys. Traffic and weather, real quick. We'll be back.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This is Rufus Williams. Stop scrolling for a minute. If you missed my exclusive interview with Governor J.B. Pritzker, you need to really watch it, because this wasn't just another politician making talking points. This was a conversation about the issues that are hitting our community every single day. I pressed him on the violence that's tearing through Chicago. Where are the illegal guns really coming from? Why hasn't it stopped? And what is the state prepared to do about it? We tackled education, the state budget, the cost of living, voting rights, and I looked Governor Pritzker in the eye and asked him to make his case directly to Black Illinoisans as he seeks another 4 years. Don't let social media tell you what he said. Don't let political operatives tell you how to think. Hear the answers for yourself, then decide. That's the WVON difference. We ask the hard questions, we don't duck the tough conversations, and we trust you to make up your own mind. Watch the full interview now on Vine TV or on our YouTube channel. Then tell me where you stand.
Hey, Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Create your escape this summer at Wind Creek Casino and Hotel. You could win an incredible outdoor living prize package and transform your backyard with beautiful patio furniture, a dream outdoor kitchen, a relaxing spa, and more. A share of $100,000 in prizes is up for grabs. Earn entries now. Drawings every Saturday, July 11th to August 1st, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Win the backyard of your dreams at Wind Creek. Must be 21 years or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
And the match is about to begin. Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight. What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field. It's a dog, but they could do with extra players. She's going for the ball. Our front paws, hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
And the match is about to begin. Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight. What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field. It's a dog, but they could do with extra players. She's going for the ball. Our front paws, hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown on 95th, stop and go traffic. 20 minutes, I-57, Ryan's I-80, stop and go traffic. 17 minutes, Bishop Ford, Ryan's I-80, 94, stop and go traffic due to construction work. 23 minutes, Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic. 25 minutes, Eisenhower, Wolfville Post Office, stop and go traffic. 30 minutes, Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic. 44 minutes, and Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, smooth sailing. 20 minutes. Your weather for today, Chicago. Might want to grab your umbrella. There is a heat index of up to 105. Storms later, high of 95 and a low of 76. Tomorrow, storms mainly at night, high of 90 and a low of 73. In our city, it's currently 95 degrees and mostly cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And then Ma Rainey spread black news by way of the backwater blues. That's
Bessie Smith picked up on it and spread the word through music and song, and the message passed on to Chick Webb, King Oliver, Buddy Bolton, and Jelly Roll Morton. And they played the word and passed it along to Louis Armstrong, Fats Navarro, Charlie Ventura, Roy Eldridge, and Fats Waller, who was known to holler, the joint is jumping with a fat man's joy. As everybody started.
We're back, guys. You got the phone lines lit. There's not a spot for you guys to fit. I wasn't even trying to rhyme, but you know it's about my time.
Hit.
Now, the song you just heard was Bird's Word, The Last Poets. Thank you for that recommendation, Dan.
That was Mark.
Oh, it was Mark?
Yep.
Oh, my bad. Thank you so much. We really
Leroy.
appreciate that. You know what? Never mind. Thank you so much. Okay, so we do have our very special guests on the line, and of course, we have our very special in-studio guests in studio. So we have Carl West and we have Professor Ernest Crim III. We're talking about the 250-year happy birthday coming up. Yeah, on Saturday. But what about Black America? And you know something? I was going to ask you a question, Professor, and I want you to kind of marinate on it. It is history often celebrates the founding fathers. Okay. Who would you nominate as the founding fathers and mothers of Black America? Hold your answer, but I'm going to get to these phone lines.
I know what he's going to say.
You already know? Let's go to Pianki. Pianki, thank you so much for waiting.
My founding fathers of America is my grandfather, my father, and my mother. What I contribute to this country, and many ethnic groups have contributed to the country. Humankind have contributed to the advancement of humankind from all different people of shades, color, skin color, and so on. I mean, that's the way human beings work. But I try to contribute by contributing educated and well-educated children in hard subjects that help to move the society on into the future. The United States should be headed into a Star Trek style society, which when you look around it is. You just got to make sure that your children is going to be able to survive and perform in that type of society.
Thank you for your contribution.
Right now, man.
I love it. That was perfect.
Bianchi, you always on point.
Look, I got to get on a treadmill to fit those Star Wars outfits. Let's go to Bernard. Is it Bernard or Bernard?
It's Bernard.
Bernard.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What you got for us? 250 years of contributions. Or who are the true founding fathers?
We are the cultural blueprint, really, of the world. And it started with the pendulum swim of Black people here in our sojourn in the United States as Black people. Some of us came from Africa, some of us already here. And it's a shame that our religious institutions, aside from Sunday school, don't teach our historical blueprint of this country and ultimately of the world. And you said it earlier.
That part.
Everybody wants our rhythm and cosplay of us, but nobody wants to struggle with the blues that we've been doing.
That's right.
Wow, thank you so much.
Let's go with a woman. Right. Let's go with a woman. Susan is the only woman on the docket right there.
All right, Susan, you're live on VON. What you got for us?
Hey there. You know what? When the caller said we made white people, they kind of did. Mm-hmm. Because if they didn't have anything to compare to and look down to and be superior about, how would they be?
Right. That's right.
I mean, you really have to think about that. It's like if they didn't have us kind of like kicking the teeth in the pants, it's like, okay, how would you see yourself? Because this is not Europe. It's a mixture. It's not the same thing as it is over there. So you wonder how much of who they are is based on comparison to us. Not even good. Yeah, I guess so. Not even what we've done, but just my position over you. You know,
I gotta leave it there.
I would suggest that we read some J.A. Rogers, some check Auntie Diop, some Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, some Dr. Francis Cress Wellesley, and you will get some clarification with those, with exactly what you said, and why we should be trying to prove nothing to nobody
Dr.
other than
Hakeem
ourselves.
Adabuki.
Of course, right here.
Dr. Conrad Royal.
I love it.
All these men.
All right, I want to circle back to our online guests with that question. Who do you think our founding mothers and fathers are of Black history, Professor Ernest Crim?
Another great question. I want to uplift Grace United Church of Christ, my church family, Reverend Melody C. And they're one of the churches out here that's doing the work with Black history teachings and practices. So that's somebody we need to be aware of right now. In terms of our founding fathers and mothers. Ooh, okay. I'm going to go with a couple you might know, a couple you might not know about. Paul Cuffey was a brother during the American Revolutionary period who adjusted for inflation, is regarded to have been possibly a millionaire. He was someone who was free. He opened one of the first integrated schools around the New England area at that time. And he was also one of the first advocates of saying Black people need to go back to Africa because we ain't going to get freedom here. And that's something that we know Marcus Garvey, of course, revisited too. I got to put our sisters in here too. So we got Elizabeth Key, who successfully sued for freedom following the Declaration of Independence. She sued. So this is something that we see a lot of physical resistance during this time, but we also see people going this route. Of course, we got Phyllis Wheatley, first Black woman to publish a book of poetry, a brilliant
heavy sister.
A heavy sister that published a lot of brilliant work during that time that helped us make sense of our experience. We got Ona Judge. She was enslaved by George Washington, ran away successfully. He fought tooth and nail every day of his life to get her, and she lived to be free and died free in New Hampshire. We got Richard Allen, who founded the Free African Society in Philly. Like that, I mean, a monumental brother who one of the first mutual aid organizations. Again, they saved us and white folks in Philly during the yellow fever epidemic.
Another tough one.
And the last one I'm gonna say for now, because I can keep going, but I'm gonna say Benjamin Banneker. Established the almanac, the first designed the first wooden clock in America. He was going back and forth with Thomas Jefferson, like, how dare you say that we are unintelligent? Look at what I know and look at what we can do.
Yeah, well stated, Professor.
Yeah, thank you for that one. Thank you for that one.
You know who there are tons of brothers, and Carl, hold that pamphlet. I used to pass that pamphlet out with Black inventors, and I mean these Black inventions and Black inventors. We wouldn't have the internet if it wasn't for Black men. We wouldn't have GPS. It is, our depth is so profound.
How can people get a copy?
They have to make a copy.
Yeah.
So when I was in office, when I was in office, we came up with that and researched it. I was sharing this with Carl off record. Was back immediately after slavery, during the Reconstruction period, the end thing for Black people were to get their trademarks, to get published. And that was Dr. Lewis Latimer, the filament and the light bulb. The biggest reason that we did that is because that was an immediate come up. And I was very, very happy, surprised at the same time that there were so many Black successful trademark or patent inventors during that time, during the Reconstruction period, and even the early 20s. And they fought like tooth and nail white folk who tried to abscond their inventions, etc. And so this pamphlet that I had, with Black innovators and inventors speaks to it. Again, the air conditioning, the third rail, the doorknob, the vacuum.
I mean, there's literally 100 here in this pamphlet.
Just in that pamphlet, and that pamphlet's outdated because some more have taken place. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Hadia Nicole Green, who was one of the medical practitioners that found a cure for cancer. So we're going to keep the phone lines going. Keep calling. You can call 773-591-1690. But I want to thank our guest. Thank you so much, Professor Ernest Crim III.
Yes,
you are welcome to come back anytime because I think we almost need a part 2.
Hey man, how old are you, man? Like you're about 25, brother.
Hey, let's go with that. I'm almost 40, but let's go with that.
Quick with it.
Well, I'm glad your knowledge exceeds everything that you look like, brother, because you got a wealth of knowledge that puts you at about 70 years old. Y'all not get me in
trouble
brother.
with this break, okay? And thank you so much, Carl West. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, you with
I'm
us
here
today?
till 6. That's my. I was
here
from 4 to 6.
All right, guys, we're going to news, traffic, and weather.
I bought all these goodies. What do you think?
News.
Hope you're having a terrific Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's what's happening in your local and national news. Skilled hospital maintenance workers working for Prime Healthcare avoid a planned walkout by reaching a contract deal. Over 50 employees had planned to stage a walkout today. The union members, represented by the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 399, include those who maintain HVAC systems, plumbing, and other systems. The contract covers workers at Chicago hospitals, Resurrection Medical Center, St. Mary of Nazareth Hospital, and St. Elizabeth Hospital. The deal also entails Holy Family Medical Center in Des Plaines, St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, and St. Joseph Medical Center in Joliet. In other news, Chicago is planning for a busy 4th of July travel period. 2 million air travelers are expected to move through the city's two airports this weekend. The Chicago Department of Aviation expects a 7% increase in air travel compared to last year. It will also be busy on the roads. American Automobile Association is expected heavy traffic, both locally and nationally. Chicago ranks the 6th most popular destination for Independence Day travel. In other news, CDC data shows the U.S. death rate fell to a record low in 2025. The death rate was 689 per 100,000 people, which is a 4.6% drop from 2024, according to the Vital Statistics Rapid Release Report. Heart disease and cancer were the top two underlying causes of death in the U.S. Males, older adults, and Black people showed the highest death rates. And the 2026 BET Awards delivered its strongest audience since 2019, according to new ratings data released by BET. The show saw major growth across television, streaming, and social media, including a 50% year-over-year increase in key viewership among adults 18 to 49 and strong gains in younger demographics. It also generated more than 9.3 million social media interactions and record BET Experience weekend attendance. The ceremony, hosted by Drewski, continued to build momentum as one of the most watched and most engaged entertainment events of the year. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
100 years ago, a genius was born in Chicago. His name was Oscar Brown Jr., and this summer, we're celebrating his birthday. Join Maggie Brown and family for the OBJ Free Community event. It's part of Jazz in the Court from noon to 5 on July 10th, featuring live jazz, spoken word, and showcasing Chicago's Africa Quarter, youth activities, and so much more. It'll be a day of joy, creativity, and a celebration of one of Chicago's legendary artists. Oscar Brown Jr. Day, Friday, July 10th at Harper Court in Hyde Park. Admission is free. RSVP at hbjazz.com.
It's Gospel with Pam Morris Walton, your gospel sister, on WVON Sundays, 11 to 2 p.m. Music to help you on your journey. I'll see you there, WVON.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown at 95th, stop and go traffic, 18 minutes. I-57, Ryan Tayeti, stop and go traffic, 17 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan Tayeti, 94, stop and go traffic due to construction. Bishop Ford between 115th Street and 159th Street, 25 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic. Stevenson between Ashland Avenue and Pulaski Road, 23 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolf to Post Office, stop and go traffic, 31 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic, 41 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Lake Cook, 3-minute delay, 19 minutes. The weather for today, Chicago, heat index up to 105. Storms later, high of 95 and a low of 76. Tomorrow, storms mainly at night, high of 90 and a low of 73 in our city. It's currently 95 degrees and mostly cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page on the Talk Chicago WVON 1690 AM.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on the Talk of Chicago. 1690 WVON.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it?
kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? I'm gone.
What? Come on now. Let me tell you something. Did you know WVON is on the road again? I'm telling you, this time we're taking you to Charleston, South Carolina, October 8th through the 12th. Introducing Rufus Williams Travel Club in partnership with Advantage International. Charleston isn't just another trip, it's a cultural experience. From the roots of Gullah Geechee heritage to International African American Museum, plus food, history, and waterfront views that hit different. Space is limited, and this one will move fast. Lock your spot now. Visit WVON.com and click the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner. You're listening to the afternoon show with a TV. I can't even say I'm so tongue-tied right now because we were laughing during the break with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh. That sounds better. But filling in for Atiba is Ken Dunkin, former state rep Ken Dunkin, and we also have Carl D. West, right? I done gave him your whole name.
Yep, and I'm flashing.
And you're rocking your T-shirt.
I'm rocking another one of our 250-year contributors to this country, to this city, Mr. Brandon Johnson.
I love it. Congratulations on that.
Can't go wrong as a black man try to right some wrongs.
Yeah, I know. And we often ask for these positions to be filled by people that look like us, and then when people get in those seats, we have the complaint department lit up. And I noticed that over and over again, we're never satisfied. However, there are some people that are satisfied, and I want to get to them on the calls. I'm going to take it from the top. Let's go to Christopher. Christopher, thank you so much for waiting and being patient. What have we contributed to 250 years? Or who is our founding father and mother when it comes to Black history in America?
Well, good afternoon, Dr. LaDonna, and that's Carl West, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think it's not one person. I think it's a multitude of people, some, that we lost along the way. But it shows what those who thought that they were superior and had a 400-year start and where we are as a people and played catch up and not, too far behind. And I think it's the resiliency of our people, through good and bad. And I'm the one got Carl listening to Jay-Z.
Seriously.
When I saw him on the bus back in the day, I saw him on the CTA bus back in the day when we used to get super transfer. He was listening to John Denver. I said, brother, you got to get some swag on you, man.
Is that
Carl
true?
West?
Hey,
You were listening to John Denver?
He was sweet. He was sneaking in the back of the bus.
That is too funny.
He was listening to that Rocky Mountain. That was Ken Duncan. That was Ken Duncan. That was Ken Duncan. Ken ain't got no swag.
I belong.
All right, thank you so much.
Y'all have a beautiful Fourth.
You too, Christopher.
Let's do Mark.
You want to go to Mark?
Yeah, he been the
Well, I
longest.
said I was going in order.
Oh,
that
yeah,
would
you're
be
right.
in order. Hey,
Yes.
Mark, thanks for waiting. Thanks for holding. You're on WVON Live. What you got for us?
Hey, real quick, I just want to say this. We should not forget about our heritage. We shouldn't forget about our history. Those prolific people that you had on the call, and not once, but just have them every now and then. Not even every now and then, every other week.
I love
The
it.
reason why I say that is because I think when Black people, reach a certain plateau, they forget where they came from, their culture, what have you, and they get indoctrinated. But if you have those people letting you know, then you'll walk knowing that, like, hey, we did this, we did that. The world is ours. You just seen the BET award when they first jumped it off. You just seen Black excellence everywhere. I mean, as soon as we touch things, it's just like we just like Midas. We turn everything into gold. And I just want to say this: when he talked about Ivan Van Sertima, and he talked about these Black inventors, man, the library is here in Chicago. All you gotta do is do your research. All right, in peace.
Mark, wait. Mark, how old are you?
I am for late 40s. I'm in my
Really?
late 40s.
You sound so much younger. But you know what? Please share the show. We're on Facebook. Make sure you share the show so that we can get these conversations going around and around and throughout the city and the country so that people can hear the positivity in our Black communities. Thank you, Mark.
And Mark said BET. There go another one right there.
Absolutely. And it's back. It's back to Black.
It's just
You got Louis Carr
Yeah.
as the head.
Yeah.
Okay. I needed some help with that.
He made a major contribution to Black America.
Absolutely, he has. All right, guys, let's go to Tommy. Hey, Tommy.
First of all, let me say hey to the three of, but most importantly, what we have contributed is from the change to the heavens. Have we been more than what they said that we could never be? I think the preamble fits us perfectly, especially when it says liberty, to recognize and understand your reality, to completely disown your culture and your history, never to accept the fact of the illegality that got us here, that has kept us here, or the dissemination of information that has your stinking thinking to the point of voting for insanity twice. So in simply closing, I just love this moment to simply say thank you for the Pledge of Allegiance, especially when you get to liberty and just us are the only ethnicities in America that are still talking the same thing after all these decades, after all these individuals who've come forth, after the man who established this radio station, after the one who went off to Washington and come by and brought back his editors, after all you guys and what you do, and you still got to be asking a Negro something, it's enough to make you say, goodbye.
Thank you, Tommy.
You know, I would have loved to ask Tommy, why is it that white people are so fascinated about us?
Fascinated?
Go ask white people. How you gonna ask Tommy?
Because they're our children. They are our children.
No, you go ask a white person.
Are they actually 3/5?
Go ask a white person.
Well, they were projecting.
Go ask a white person. You got Republican friends. Go ask one of your Republican friends why they feel that way.
So here's the thing. I don't think that they're going to tell you how they really feel. How they really feel.
Well,
and
if they even know,
that might be true as well. But watch this. If I may, there was a point when Professor Ernest Crim mentioned the Reconstruction period. All I thought about was how we either need an unslave master or a Reconstruction period. We need to flip the narrative because out of our mouths comes everything that hits the universe, God's ears, and all of the above. And then we believe it, and then the other generations believe it. But they're starting to question it.
But thank you for that, because that leads to my whole ideology of why I thought this was important. Because we are at this point of 250 years. By the next 250 years, we want to have these concerns solved as much as possible. That's why Ken said, we don't do this. We don't live for white people. I live to show myself first, and then my family, and then the generations behind me of Black folks that here's what's possible. That's what the conversation about here for me was, so that we can incite and enlighten and entertain and inform the listeners and the callers to come in with their own objective of who, what, when, and where. And then we prepare, because we have to now prepare ourselves. I believe that the future is the only thing we should be concerned with. And our future for our generations to come, 250 years from now, will be telling a different story, a similar story, but hopefully a much different story as we have progressed and moved to another level of society and civilization, that we are now better prepared to enjoy to navigate and enjoy the spoils of our labor.
How about the fruits of our labor?
The spoils, the fruits of our labor. Absolutely.
Because as you know, there is a Maryland of exclude, or is it Doctrine of Exclusion Act in Maryland. I believe it was from the 1600s that said no person of color, I'm paraphrasing, is to enjoy the fruits of white labor. That was a doctrine.
I can believe that.
Oh yeah, in Maryland, they never codified it.
I'm just so happy that I'm around two of the highbrow intellectuals of this century where I come and just sort of, I'm ensconced with the depths of intellectualism and knowledge. I can sit with you guys forever. You should see the sarcasm on my damn face.
I was gonna say
on the radio.
That's why I said.
Sometimes all you have to do
I
is
don't
just
know when you not
sit back
having
and chill.
sarcasm.
Oh, I know.
And
Even
smile
with them glasses.
to the gods.
All right, so
Smile to
watch
the
this. 250 years of those 40 years, the late great Tony Brown had a program called Tony Brown's Journal,
my hero.
and it aired on PBS's station nationwide for 40 years, where he said, "Buy black." He said so many things. He had so many resources for us to progress further than we have. Why is it that 40 years of the 250 people like Tony Brown have been in positions and we are still here?
Can I
Mama
say
Brown,
one?
I see you.
Can I say one thing first before we go off?
We got to go to break. Mama Brown, Mama D, I see you holding. Thank you for waiting. We'll be right to you when we come back after we get Carl's concern right here on the afternoon show, Traffic and Weather.
More from Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's Rufus Williams. The thrill of summer is finally here, which also means it'll be over before we know it. This fall, the Rufus Williams Travel Club is heading to Charleston, South Carolina, October 8th through the 12th. Join me as we experience the beauty, the brilliance, and the culture of one of America's most captivating cities. We'll enjoy the charm of the Lowcountry, breathtaking scenery, incredible cuisine, and the rich African-American history of Charleston. There will also be a few special surprises designed just for our group. So whether you're traveling alone, with family, or with friends, you'll be welcomed into an unforgettable experience filled with great people and great memories. Space is limited, and the best rates are right now. Simply go to WVON.com, click on the Rufus Williams Travel Club banner, and reserve your space. Advantage International is the official travel partner of the Rufus Williams Travel Club. Charleston, South Carolina, October 8th through the 12th. Travel with people, travel with purpose, travel with us.
See something suspicious? Say something. OEMC has your back. Office of Emergency Management and Communications protects with a public safety communications system. Call 911 for police or fire. Celebrate safely. Keep Chicago safe.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Matt McGill.
My brother Carl West. That's my stuff. You can use it, man. It's some cocoa butter.
What y'all doing with cocoa butter, man? What y'all doing in here? It's like puffy with baby oil, man. What are y'all doing with this cocoa butter laying around? And it's just wide open for anybody to stick their fingers in. Who's going to use this, man? I don't know whose hand's been inside of here, man. Trader Joe's, they went coconut butter. They even abbreviated.
I know, right?
I don't want that.
Weekdays at noon on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This report is brought to you by Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WVON traffic and weather now.
Good Thursday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here is your traffic update. Dan Ryan, downtown to 95th. Stop and go traffic, 18 minutes. I-57, Ryan's I-80, no delays. 15 minutes. Bishop Ford, Ryan's I-80, 94, slow-moving traffic due to construction. 25 minutes. Stevenson, DuSable, Lakeshore Drive to the Tri-State, stop and go traffic, 25 minutes. Eisenhower, Wolf to Post Office, stop and go traffic, 26 minutes. Kennedy, downtown to O'Hare, stop and go traffic, 35 minutes. And Eden's, Montrose Cook, 3-minute delay, 19 minutes. Your weather for today, Chicago. Might want to grab your umbrella. Heat index up to 105 with storms later. High of 95 and a low of 76. Tomorrow, storms mainly at night. High of 90 and a low of 73 in our city. It's currently 95 degrees and mostly cloudy. That's your traffic and weather update now. I'm Logan Page in the Talk Chicago, WVON 1698.
Now back to Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Raeh on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, y'all. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, which I'm going to regret this in the morning, good Lord, we were all dancing, right? All at the same time. I tell you, you're listening to the afternoon show right here on Thursday. This is Relationship Thursday, and the relationship that we focused on today had to do with our relationship as it stands in America. What is it that we have contributed? Who are the founding fathers and mothers and inventors, people that we have not recognized or realized out loud? How about that? But Carl, I want to give you the floor because Mama D, I see you holding, but I'm gonna give Carl the floor because this is important to you.
I want to first thank Melanie and you guys for Melody, of course, the span Cooper, for saying, Carl, great idea, let's do this. And then of course we can tell by the callers that it was something that people wanted to discuss, whether they knew it or not. Just hearing about this is a very serious discussion that we need to have about the history of our country and our role in it and our contribution in it. From 250 past and the next 250 to come. I want to recognize, I want to make an announcement. I want to recognize Henry English, 40 years of the Black United Fund, in which I'm currently the chairman of right now. But I am making an announcement here for everybody. I've been the chairman for 7 years, on the board for 15. I'm stepping down as the chairman in September, and we'll probably doing a Larry Snelling. We'll probably have an internal, we'll probably have an internal person that will be the next chair elect. But I have served well, and the organization is doing well, and our mission, helping people help themselves, is still going on over in South Shore. I want to thank my executive director, Carolyn Day, and the board, who's also played a role in this success. And so I cannot have this without giving them their kudos. Yeah. The Buffy itself and Henry English and the board chairs, Dr. Conrad, for their contributions and what they have given to me. They gave me, that was a lifelong dream I didn't know I had in me, right?
I love that.
My life has been planned out for me.
Yeah.
When that was bestowed on me, I didn't ask for it, but I accepted it and I ran with it. And it's been a blessing for me to be able to serve my community in that capacity. Again, I'm still the current board chair, and come September 30th, I will not be. Whoever takes over, I know they'll do well, but I got,
Well, keep giving us some updates as we move towards that date. Let's go ahead and grab Mama D real quick. Hey, Mama D.
Hey there, y'all, God rising. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just saluting the First Lady of the Nation of Islam. And as an NAA, indigenous, if you're in the country before it becomes the country, you are indigenous. And 1619 came before 1776. So as an NAA, indigenous, Negro, American, African, claim the country that your ancestors built, but don't forget the continent before enslavement. So, and as a heart mind damage survivor, age 75 to 84, I'm most proud of the culture that we built out of our experience. Negro spirituals, Negro baseball leagues, and being a credit to our race was important
Yes,
to us.
Mama D.
And so I think that what we should not forget is that we're the parents of civilization, and we're not the boys and girls, and we are a peculiar people. My founding mother would be Harriet Tubman, and the founding father would be Nat Turner.
Yes.
Okay.
Watch out now.
I kind of figured.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
love
Mama
that for
D.
you.
She always brings it.
One love, soldier.
Yes.
You know who my father would be? Denmark Vesey and Gabriel Prosser, who preceded Nat Turner. They inspired Nat Turner. And when Rufus and when you are going that trip to Charlotte, make sure you all stop at the Church of Emmanuel, where that white boy went in and killed those 6 beautiful people. One was a state senator, etc. Doing Bible study. He targeted that church for a reason.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I believe that was Nat Turner was pastor there, or Gabriel Prosser.
Yeah.
And then go over to Sumter Island, where the Confederacy kicked off the Civil War. Charleston is a very, very, very prominent place in the history of America, hating itself over the indigenous people and the imported enslaved people of America.
My founding father and mother would be the very first man and woman who was taken off that slave boat and touched down.
In South Carolina?
Wherever our first touchdown was.
Wow.
Because they are the ones that founded it. They stepped on those grounds as slaves. Didn't know they were slaves. They knew there was something that was going on that was not right.
Yeah.
They didn't know how. I want to see a movie about, make it up.
Right.
Just show me the first man and woman that stepped off that boat and said, what the heck is this?
So
what is our life to become?
Man, listen. And so
no, you had your turn. It's my turn. All right.
Go ahead. You're the boss.
I would say for me, I would say Benjamin Banneker. That would be my founding father, and my founding mother would be Phyllis Wheatley Peters, because there's a poet inside me. Okay. So I would have to say those two. Guys, we are at the end of the show via time. Time is not on our side, but certainly you guys are. We want to thank you guys for even keeping WVON afloat for 63 years and 63 and counting. I say that. This is the afternoon show, and we will
almost
be
as old as you, LaDonna.
Not look, don't go there. I am nowhere near 63, honey bun. Okay. Some of this music, I really don't know what it sounds like, but I do jam to the music. Guys, I'm LaDonna Raeh, representative or former state rep Ken Dunkin.
Y'all got rising.
Yeah. Carl D. West. Thank
Yes,
you.
always.
Sir. Thank you.
pleasure.
Always good to
So
see you.
graceful you
Carl
are.
D. West from
And
the east side.
all of you. That's it. We're out of here. Stay tuned. Again, we're going to be making some announcements, and they're big. They're big. Bye-bye for now.
All right, it's been a wrap with y'all.
Happy Thursday evening, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Nearly 200 arrested in federal anti-violence operation in Chicago and Rockford. Funeral for wife of Louis Farrakhan, Mother Khadijah Farrakhan, scheduled for tomorrow. Former Deputy Sean Grayson seeks medical release amid prison sentence. NASCAR returns to Chicagoland Speedway. How to watch and what to expect. And Lil Wayne angers fans after failing to show up for main concert. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
BIN News Now. Friends, family, and music legends gathered at the Central Synagogue in Manhattan, New York to honor Clive Davis. Alicia Keys met Davis when he discovered her at 15 years old.
Clive, you are woven into the fabric of who I am, not just as an artist, as a woman.
The iconic producer was remembered with performances and tributes from stars like Jennifer Hudson and